Victor's getting a little bit closer because he's stepping in every time with the jab, and if he's not opening the gap, Abdul, he's going to be at the end of a range of a quick shot.
Victor, that's one thing about him, he's stepping forward every single time. I don't think there was one moment that he's actually stepped back in this fight. And these are the journeymen you need to help you progress in your career, really, because in situations where you do get hurt, you've got to deal with the task at hand without overthinking, without overdoing anything, and sticking to your boxing. Khan still looking composed and relaxed, letting his shots off one by one. Very educated, everything he's been doing so far in this fight.
And now look, I know the opponent isn't exactly the biggest of threats, but he's coming forward, he's posing something that Abdul constantly has to react to, but he's really dealing with it well. I think you could definitely see him here being further on than a 5-fight novice. I think you've definitely seen fighters looking 12, 13, 14 and 0 looking at these sort of performances. So
100%.
I don't know the plan with him, but it's another 4-rounder, so I don't know what he's coming back from, but hopefully we can see him in some good fights, because he definitely has got talent, and I think he's flying under the radar a little bit here, but hopefully after performances like this, and then in the future performances that the opponent stands out and catches attention, then we'll see him looking in the big shows. I mean, he's got a great family relative, he's got a great
I was just about to say that the name carries a lot of weight, and you could relate to that a little bit. Obviously your older brother winning the world title before, and you want to make a name for yourself, really, but having that name definitely does help you progress on and get the attention sometimes.
But I think you can see the whole sort of the inspiration that's come from Amir Khan's sort of generation of fighting, because there isn't just Abdul Khan, there's also the ASIF brothers as well that are doing great things on Sky. There's loads of other fighters from maybe, I don't know, certain backgrounds now that are finding a level all at a similar time. So I think it's a very exciting time for maybe the British Asian boxing community, definitely.
100%. Amir Khan has definitely been a pioneer and a leader in that. And that was quite interesting. I don't know if you caught that, Sonny, but the last half of that round, we saw a bit of a different performance there from Khan. He put his hands down, bit of flair, bit of style about it, moving around the ring with his head, switching it up a little bit.
Well, I feel he thinks that he's quite comfortable in there, and I think I agree with him, to be honest. He was moved nice, he's opened up the gap. He hasn't really been caught with anything of much note, and I think he's trying to show now all the things that he works on in the gym, you know, when he's going into the sparring and trying to work on a few things, and also entertain the crowd a little bit, maybe play up for the highlight reels a bit. But yeah, I would like to see more of it. I do like to see it respectful at this level, but I don't think it was too far outside of sporting respect and admiration of his own skills. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan already, and I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Intriguing final round, 4th round coming up for Abdul Khan. It's been a very, very impressive fight thus far. The 3 rounds have been action-packed. We've seen him in the first round hurt his opponent. Second round, the end of the first, I should say, maybe had a bit of a issue with his ankle, but it seemed like it wasn't anything serious. We saw flair in the last round, and we are very excited to see what he brings into this final round.
That was a good left hook off the back of the combination, and I think that's what he's very good at. He's good at finding clean shots with meaning behind them off the back of combinations, as well as his movement, as well as his feints, and it's good. It gives him a lot of tools to the arsenal. And he should be exhibiting them in a fight like this. This is the perfect platform to show us our full repertoire. Look at that.
Almost catching him again with the right hook, but followed with a nice little left there, moved off the distance. So controlling the distance actually perfectly, isn't he?
Well, he's terrorising him with the different angles. He's not just going through the middle of every shot or trying to attack a certain part of his body. He's going through the middle, he's going around the side, and he's doing it each shot in consecutive succession. He's really making it hard for Victor to even react to shots, let alone start thinking about defending them.
The concentration on the face shows a man who's on a mission. A great shot there again. And fair play to Victor. He's taken a lot of heavy shots so far, stood up on his ground, actually hasn't been dropped, which is surprising because he got caught with a few very, very good shots.
And I think it's easy to put the cliche in now and say, well, maybe if there was a few more rounds, a 6 or an 8 rounder, he would have probably got him out there, but I don't think he really needs that. It was a very well polished performance. I think you learn from spending time and minutes each second in a professional boxing contest. So yeah, I think this is great box ticking exercise, but at this stage he's shown that he's clearly levels above an opponent of this caliber, and we can probably move him a little bit forward.
The jab is like a sniper every single round. There you go, he stood now, showboating, waiting for his opponent to make a move, having fun in there. Brilliant right hand. He's going to try and take him out here. He gets caught with a jab though himself.
I know, but that was completely against the run of work. Highlighting Abdul Khan's flair there. He set up a shot by switching off Victor's attention. He stopped for a sec. He had a little shakeout. He made out he was going to come in, stopped, and then through. He caught him off guard by breaking up his rhythm in a couple of different patterns. Again, something that fighters potentially, usually at 5-0, don't tend to exhibit the sort of range and levels of skill.
Mentioning that spar again, I mean, it must have made so much more of a difference in not only his skill set but his confidence. Sparring Terence Crawford, one of the best, if not, pound for pound best fighter in the world, and that can only do good for you.
Again, controlling the distance just before then as well. When Victor did try and go for broke and launch a big attack, he maintained the distance because he's seeing everything coming. He just edged back twice and then took the
brilliant left hook there.
And now he's back in control. He's putting his arms down.
Little screw jab there, following up with a 1-2. He's backing him up, hands down. He's in the face of Victor.
Good reactions again.
Absolutely brilliant. And Abdul Khan with a fantastic 4-round performance here. And fair play to his opponent Victor, who claps towards the fans, shows his respect to everyone as he stood in there, stood his ground. But Abdul Khan, one to watch, one for the future. 5th fight. Brilliant performance.
Yeah, one that he could definitely be content with. I mean, I think he'll have the boxer's curse of thinking, oh, maybe I could have or should have gone for a knockout, but I think it was a good performance, one that the team can be happy with. There's a lot to go from there. There he is smiling, that's at the camera. I think he knows his box well there.
Definitely.
And he's probably looking at Izzy now asking for that 100 grand, that grand.
2 grand,
100 grand would be
2
nice.
grand. 100 grand would be nice.
2 grand.
2 grand. It was 1 grand.
Doubled.
The fighter of the night tonight received 2 grand bonus. It was originally just £1,000, but then a very nice offer from the sponsor who doubled it, I should say, to £2,000, which is a brilliant gesture to the fighter of the night. But we will see who that is. We've still got 5 more fights to go, and we're looking forward to a lot more performances. Next up is Mr. Levi Canciano.
It's time for the early main event. For me, anyway. But no, it's Levi Canciano returns against Rustam Fatkulin, I believe. I don't know, I butchered that spelling.
Rustam Fatkulin from Russia. Spoke to him early on. Seems ready to go. Let's head over to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for both fighters. Come on. 4 rounds of professional boxing, and we go to the scoring referee, Michael Alexander, for the decision. Scoring about 40-36 in favor of your winner, Abdul Khan.
So I seriously jump in all of these. It won't even wrong me last time. Do you want him to just do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this possible. I'm just waiting for you to show up.
That way. Howard. Good that, look. Right well there. I'm done. Second one, and then we're going to bring the 2 guys in. Yeah.
I'm joined by tonight's winner, Abdul Khan. Abdul, that was a fantastic 4-round performance. Let's take us through the fight. How did you start off there? Obviously, the opponent was game, he was coming forward, but you dealt with him quite well.
Yeah, he was a tough kid. He was very tough, he was very durable, and there was not, like, obviously the plan was to just go out box him. and if there was any openings, go for him. And you know, he was hurt a few times, but that's where I used my brain and just stayed jump on him.
You looked fantastic through the fight, but there was a situation there at the end of the first where it looked like you kind of rolled onto your ankle. Is everything all right there? What happened there?
Yeah, I just fell off balance my ankle. That's all. It was nothing major. You know, I took over shots clear and I went hurt. But alhamdulillah, it was a very good opponent, very tough, and exactly what I needed, just get the rounds in.
You had a lot of praise ringside from Sonny Edwards. He was saying you don't look like a 5-fight novice. You look like you're into your 14, 15 fight. It must mean a lot to take those words from people in there.
Yeah. Especially from world champion quality opponent Sonny. You know, he's a very good boxer. I do study him a lot. So you know, yeah, thank you, man.
What do you look to do in the next few fights? What's your aims in the next in under 10 fights?
You know, I'd like to thank my manager Mia and you know his missus and Bill back home. They helped me a lot. And you know, our plan is just to stay busy and keep fighting as many times as I can and hopefully go for a title, any title, 10-11 fights down.
Thank you very much, and well done on your performance again.
Now to the welterweight division. First, to make his way into the arena, please welcome Rustam Fatlin.
We're now on to Sonny Edwards' main event.
Now this is ring pop music I can get behind, that's for sure.
Rustam Fatlin coming in with a bit of a banger, to be fair.
Yeah, like I said, definitely music I can get behind, but now for my friend, my family, Levi Kinciona.
I'm 10 fights into my career and I'm in a hurry. I'm only 25 years old. There's no time to wait. I'm Levi Kinciona, born in London, residing in Sheffield, and I'm a lightweight. I'm 10 fights into my career and I'm in a hurry. I'm only 25 years old, but there's no time to wait. This year, my goals are the English title, and next year, the British title. I'm hungry for titles. I'm ready.
Levi Kinciona. The last 8 months for him have been a roller coaster. After performing a fantastic fight with the Appleyard in the boxing tournament, it was unfortunate not to go through in that round. Struggles with his contract, but he's now back in the ring. Confirmed earlier this week, and I'm sure he'll be ready to get that ring rust off him. Sonny, you must be excited to see your friend back in action after months away from the ring.
Well, I mean, it's funny now being sat where I am instead of being on the ring walk for this one. But yeah, definitely, it's been a frustrating period, but to be fair to Levi, credit where credit is due. He stayed in the gym the whole way through. He even came over to support me in Dubai. He was training, he was living the life, even though when it was looking like they weren't sure if he was even going to be able to fight again, there was different hoops that he had to jump through. He got through it. He's also supported by a good friend, Lewis Palmer. It's great to see him recovering so well after his incident that happened in the boxing ring. So great respect to him, shout out to him, a good friend of mine. But yeah, it's good to see Levi back after coming through a frustrating period, to say the least, after kind of breaking out into the scene a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
He didn't get the win against Lee Appleyard. I think more people in attendance, people I spoke with, Ben Shalom said to me he thought Levi won that fight, but the rematch was set up. It was greatly set up, and the fight, Levi had been sent posters, the fight was ready to go, and then he got the bad news that every boxer completely frets about every year's medical time. But look, we're here today. He's taken his fight day at 6 days notice, so that's testament to himself, but not only to himself, but to IZZY, to GBM Sports, for the people that have come out support on such a short notice. But yeah, like I said, enough said on Levi from me. It's great to see him back.
6 days notice and he's looking in fantastic shape. Like you said, it's a testament to his commitment to the sport of boxing. That night in November when he fought against Lee Appleyard, you are right, he caught the attention of many. But tonight, his redemption, he wants to get back into the ring, he wants to get that victory under his belt and start progressing through the ranks again. An unfortunate setback, but he is ready to get those punches rolling. Levi Kinciona against Rustem Fakulin. Representing the colours of Sheffield United is Levi Kinciona, and here we go, round one.
I would like to see Levi settle into this one. I think Rustem comes with a little bit of ambition, a little bit of ring know-how as well. So he shapes up quite well here. He looks like he knows what he's doing in the boxing ring, just straight off how he's finding himself. But Levi's leading with that lead hand good to start with. But I'd just like to see him settle down and sort of shake off that frustration and rust in the first round or two.
A lot of personality inside and outside of the ring. You know better than anyone, but tonight he'll want to make a statement. He wants to get the weight off his shoulder. Really, it must be a really frustrating time out the ring.
Yeah, good backhand from the switching stance. He caught Rustem there at the edge of his range, and he pulled out as well and got in a solid position. And now another left hook as well, caught in low. Finding
the range, letting those shots off slowly but surely, I'm sure. Beautiful step side to the stair. He caught Rustem completely off guard with the step.
I think Rustem's looking to react to shots, but Levi's moving first. A late shot come in there from, I think both of the lads, to be fair.
Yep. But we're back in action here. The jab is still working for Levi. He's trying to cut down the range, I should say, even.
Yeah, he's reacting well to the little triggers and little feints. He's adjusting rather than giving any tells away. That's good.
Rustem goes for the hold.
He's looking to try and tee off Levi a bit here, get him to lead off. Like to see him working on his strong legs and pushing his arms. He doesn't need to step in every time, so he's got a much longer reach.
Levi did say earlier on the week that he's already eyeing a title fight back. Spinning his opponent there to the opposite side, a bit of touch of glove for respect, but he is eyeing a title fight after this. He wants to move quickly in his career, and that's very understandable.
Finds a nice body shot as well, whereas Rustem tried escaping. His long lever's working well, he was completely safe in it. Finds another body shot straight through the middle.
Stabbing shots to the body. Trying to find it again, there you go.
Good shot, he blinds himself there, Rustem, as he dipped down to try and avoid the shot. And Levi finds a left hook well there from the southpaw stance.
The switching stance is very interesting from Levi. Obviously you guys know a lot about that. It's something that, you know, it takes a lot of work, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's working well there on the inside, but yeah, it does. Obviously he came through the Steel City gym, he's now working out a concrete canvas. Oh, good shot though he caught there. He just can't afford to switch off inside against someone probably with the physical advantages in range.
Yeah, Rustem the shorter fighter, but definitely the stockier as well. Will hold a lot of weight around them punches. But Levi looking fluid in this first round, switching again. Step into the side, he gets caught with a little left hook, but he's throwing shots back.
Just need to be careful about not giving too much openings when throwing though, but I think that was a good round from Levi. Shook a bit of rust off. Probably thought got caught with a couple of shots here and there, but I think that was definitely a 10-9 round Kinciona.
Yeah, very good round for Levi as he makes his return into the boxing ring. We've seen a lot of fighters be comfortable in fights but then get caught. Obviously that's boxing. We saw him get caught a few times, nothing major, but if obviously with him being your friend, and I'm sure you've been ringside shouting him what to do, what not to do before. What do you tell him in this situation?
Just settle down really, find what's working and sort of exploit it. I think when he's got his legs settled, he's finding them long levers as Rustin's looking for the escape, and just stick to those sort of patterns, and when you start breaking them down, then start looking for the bigger shots and the bigger moves. I think the first couple of times he tried tricky footwork and he got himself into some good looks. The third time though got him caught and sort of a bit smothered, so I'd like to see him just settle down, settle with basics. I think get you what got you here.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance is Levi Kinciona. Nice little hook over the top there.
Yeah, he's pouring with the lead hand. The ref's letting him get away with it a hell of a lot, but he's not doing it right, direct in the face line. See the ref having a little look now, probably will have something to say, but he's using it as a range finder. He's not, physically obstructing him. So, and I think it's working. He found him at the end of his shots a couple of times there.
Switching while he throws.
Switching to catch his balance, which is good. I think he gave him another shot there with the little uppercut, a glancing shot. But again, I think it's all about when you're doing it and when you're giving him the opportunities. But he's working well here, nice.
Yep, good shots there from Levi. He's trying to tee off on Rustem right now.
Oh, good uppercut comes in from Levi, but he is boxing at Rustem's range here, and I think Rustem
catches him with another beautiful uppercut actually there as well.
He's shaking his arms out, and that usually shows some sort of sign of that shot felt something. So again, I would like to see him just go back to what's working. He's finding some good success here, but there's no point getting carried away just yet.
He is looking fantastic from his own range, but he seems like he's very motivated to get in there and let those hard shots off, getting on the inside, but it's a dangerous game to play sometimes.
Yeah, he's trying to stalk Rustin here, he's enforcing the pace. I think you can tell the frustration probably in his manner of approaching the fight. Some good shots there, but he's got to maintain the distance, close it, and then take back the ring.
Rustem had a bit of a success there while he had Levi on the ropes, but back off now as Levi tries to find something there, but they're both kind of stuck on the inside.
I don't think neither one wanted to get warmed. They was both trying to show that the other one was doing what they was accusing each other of doing, to be honest. Good shot again though, Levi. Mostly covered, but he's getting some looks in. Oh, hook round the side. Oh, a bit of a reaction from Rustin there, and he's upping the pace a little bit, Levi.
Twitched his eye a little bit.
Good uppercut.
Great shot there from Levi Kinciona. The uppercut comes in clean, but Rustem makes it ugly as he steps forward, tries to smother Levi's work. Great couple of shots there, just misses with the overhand.
Levi digging in and trying to whip some shots off of him back against the rope. Rustem happy to let shots go inside.
They are both fighting on the inside. Levi looks like he's somewhat enjoying it, smiling while he's throwing.
It's definitely warmed up now though.
Most definitely, and Rustem just falls back a little bit while he
good
shots off. Good shots there from Levi, standing to the body, and uppercut comes in nice. Back into the orthodox position, backs him up.
Short hooks there. Oh,
three shots from Rustem there. He put some venom behind those shots.
Long feet, Levi.
End of round 2 has approached us, and another very interesting round. That was quite action-packed.
Yeah, I think Levi started the round definitely stronger and controlled it. I think he was landing and having success. He maybe let his opponent claw some ground back, but I think still enough to give him the round confidently.
Do you think he's getting caught with unnecessary shots? We know Levi, obviously, his boxing ability is very good, especially from the outside. He can box really nicely. Do you think he's letting Rustem in a bit too much?
I think he's just enjoying the fight, to be honest. I think that's what happens when you're sort of starved of boxing, and he's been in camps a few times as well, coming up to fights as well, like short last minute pullouts, not even pullouts when the fight dropped out. So like I said, a frustrating period. He probably wants to impress, but you know, from past experience, that's not always the best way to go about things. It's work on what you're really good at and be great at that. I think he's getting read the riot act a little bit. Liam in the corner telling him to calm down, don't give him nothing, don't get carried away. So it'll be interesting to see how he approaches the second half of this fight.
Interesting fact, I don't know if you've noticed, Sonny, but the away corner coaches are actually Levi's old coaches as well, from the amateur days. Rob Riley and Gaz in the corner of the away fighter.
And they was here with Victor as well, so...
So
they'll know him better than anyone, I think.
That's exactly what I was about to say. They know Levi very well. They know all the brothers very well, but
Good shot. Finds a body shot at the edge of his range.
it would definitely add a bit more flavour to the
Good
victory.
shots there, digging them in. Mostly covered, but it's the force, it's the aggression there of Levi.
Third round here at the Magna Centre in Rotherham. Stepping, turning, he's getting into his groove now. Levi dancing away, hands on.
Oh, and he finds a good shot. So
Brilliant shot.
he, Rustin was probably a bit too more concentrating on his footwork and
Definitely.
got caught with a backhand straight through the middle then.
The swagger is showing from Levi
He's digging
Kinciona.
his feet in as well, but and he reacts to the
Brilliant.
shots coming in.
Brilliant movement there. He's getting into
Another
his
little
groove.
late one coming there.
It's very fun to watch when Levi gets into those moments.
I think it's when he sits and transfers his weight well. He maintains balance, he gets composure, and he puts together good bouts of work. And I think this has been his best round so far. I think he's settled in. Rustin's probably feeling the pace a little bit more, maybe some of the shots as well. But he's still fighting back, but he's happy to smother, he's happy to be close.
Exactly. Back on the inside where he's been enjoying a lot of his work, but it's also a bit dangerous. But like you said, being starved at boxing makes you do that. Gets caught with a few shots there. The hands came down. He did get caught with 2 or 3 shots there, Levi Kinciona, but he's back up. He's smiling. He's stalking his opponent down.
Rustin looking to take a break there after that one. I thought, and a good uppercut comes through.
Very good uppercut from Levi.
Again, switching off, it's his best round so far. Pretty much nothing coming his way and getting carried away with his work. But again, the frustration, you expect it. And remember, they're only doing 4 rounds, so when you know you've been in the ring for longer and expected longer, you kind of up the pace just to burn the energy, I guess. And maybe he's trying a little bit hard there, but he's gone back to owning the centre of the ring. And Rustin's looking quite confident just to sort of look to skate out now. I think he's probably more now worried about not trading and getting near the end of it. Oh, there we
Gets
go.
caught with a big shot there. Rustin running around the ring.
Oh,
Shot there from
uppercut on the
Levi.
hook. A reaction as well from Rustin.
Brilliant shot from Levi Kinciona. He's trying to find that money shot as we come into the end of round number 3. Shots are being flown from both fighters here, being landed as well.
Good end to the round from Levi there. I think he really put his full stop in the last 15-20 seconds.
Fantastic end to the round there.
Landed some big shots that his corner will definitely be happy with. I think it completely blew out any sort of success in that 3rd round from Rustin, but you could tell we had a big work in the middle of the round, and then I think he looked to sort of maybe hold on to his success and try and skate around, but Levi cut the ring down, stalked him well and had the success.
Very entertaining 3rd round, yep. Definitely started that round, hands down, dancing around, using the footwork, but definitely ended up with a lot of confidence and aggression.
I didn't even know. There's been up behind here.
Pause 10 seconds.
And the 4th round just about to start now. Levi up, looking confident, having a little dance about, a little cuddle, hopefully no kissing, and into the final round.
Into the final round we go. Levi Kinciona made his return into the boxing ring here tonight.
Rustin looking to close the gap with his upper body and work the body.
You
Good
can
shot.
see the venom in the shots at the face of Levi
Uppercut gets
Kinciona.
through. An uppercut gets through. Rustin happy to hold and tie up.
You can definitely see the want in Levi's eye of wanting to get a stoppage or just let that energy burn, like you said.
Good uppercut coming through. Getting a bit wild and sort of trying to trade, but he's looking to throw threes. Oh, good
Brilliant.
shot. 2 hands, doubled up on the right hand.
And there we go, he's teeing off
He's
now.
letting his hands go. Again though, he's had success like this before and got carried away with it, so I'd like to see him then take it away. Take it to the basket, take it to the checkout.
Rustin looks a little bit hurt as he backs off, and Levi is teeing off with shots.
Oh, good uppercut gets through.
Every single shot is a meaningful
Rustin
shot
looking to
here.
hold, Rustin looking to smother.
Good shot there from Levi, controlled the distance and a nice
Getting away with a bit too much there for my liking from the referee Levi there, but we'll take it. Rustin shakes his head after the couple of shots landing. I think he's looking forward to the 4th round. This has been a very entertaining 4 rounder.
definitely been a very entertaining 4-rounder. Levi making it back. He's back into his southpaw stance, stalking Rustam down onto the ropes. Nice jab there to the body.
He looks confident in his endurance, he looks confident in his condition. He's definitely been someone that spent the last year in the gym.
Most definitely, and when you get called up on 6 days notice and look like that, perform like that, you've definitely been in the gym continuously. There's no doubt about it. Nice little
shot
there.
goes through the guard, but definitely I think you can see that. I think you'll probably see Levi look to get out sooner rather than later as well following this performance.
Look at the footwork from Levi Kincione. He's dancing in there again. I agree with you. Like I said, he did say earlier on in the week he wants title fights. He wants to get out there. He wants to run through his career basically now, because he feels like he's getting a little bit older.
Yeah, he's had a few setbacks, but he spent a lot of time learning around good fighters like myself. But yeah, now he's seen a lot, and he's already he's been around. He's shared the ring with some very good fighters. Yeah, he's now looking to just sort of push on and take the meaningful fights. But at 6 days notice, I think this was a great, more than a workout, I think this was a proper fight, but one that he's won comfortably.
He's shouting your name while he's fighting there. Levi's got to the stage where he's talking, shouting Sonny's name.
I've got headphones on, I didn't hear a word he said.
He just said Sonny, and he catches his opponent there with a hook.
And a great finish.
What a finish to the fight. Levi Kincione definitely got that energy out of his system there. What a fight, what a performance. Entertainment at its best.
I think he looked impressive there, definitely. I think he ended the fight very well. The last 2 rounds, he probably shook off the rust. And
I don't think I've seen anyone so excited to see you, Sonny.
I know. I mean, I have. But you. Yeah, a good fight. I'm giving you consistent feedback. Huh? I'm on camera. We're on camera. Yeah, no, he was tough. He was tough. I think every round you got carried away a little bit of your success, and then the second round you got caught, and it was a bit closer. But the third and fourth, he boxed well.
Yeah, Levi talking to us here. I'm talking to Sonny, I should say, ringside, post-fight. He's getting that analysis already, but we will be speaking with him in just a moment and see what he's got to say.
I think we'll finish that conversation in Crystal tonight.
Fair enough. If anyone doesn't know where Crystal is, have a look on there.
Official after party. Shout out organised chaos. Shout out there. Now to the result.
Mr. Andy Brook for the decision. Scored about 40-36 in favor of the winner, Levi.
You look like you had a lot of energy that you had to exert in there. Take us through the fight.
Listen, I didn't exert no energy. I just thought, start steady. I've been out the ring for 8 months, and then I was picking up the pace each round. I needed to get caught to wake up. I've not took a shot in 8 months. I've had tough sparring, but sparring at the end of the day. They don't replicate a real fight. When you've had that long out the ring, you need them. I jumped in at this for 6 days notice, 2 weights above my natural weight, and I look strong in there. I look very strong in there. When I get back down to lightweight, and I'm doing my thing, you'll see these kids roll over. He's a very, very tough kid, way better than his record says. He can box, he can move. He just don't want to win. That's the thing for him. But I feel like in there, there was nothing that he could do, nothing that he could show me that I haven't seen before.
There's a lot of frustration in the last 8 months for you, but that's what I meant by exerting energy. You had to let it out there. You let your hands go. You had a lot of fun. But now you're on to the next one. You said that you wanted title fights. You want the big fights now. What's on your horizon?
Big man Izzy, he's the man. Look at this show, man. This is the man. He's promised me a title fight September, October. So we're gonna get that down at lightweight. If I box like that and tighten things up and not get caught as much, these kids are gonna be out of there.
Awesome. And anything you want to say to the fans watching at home?
I want to say really big thank you to the fans for being patient with me. Dave, Allen, everyone, my mum and dad, everyone helped me, supported me. Sonny helped me with my medicals and stuff like that. Everyone had me. Charlie, like, big love and big thanks to all of you, and I will be back with a title.
Enjoy the after party.
Take professional boxing by storm. Tell us a little bit about why you've signed these two fighters.
Well, I'll start with Owen first. I went to the gym about a year ago. I seen this specky kid getting his drops out. I thought, he can't be a boxer. And I swear to you, this kid's going to be a future champion. I promise you, this kid's going to get his goals this evening. Kel Brooks here. Is Kel there? Is Kel? Kel will tell you, when I signed this kid, Kel Brooks told me to sign a future star. Owen Derling's going to be a future star. This is a future Sheffield boxer here. Don't let these blokes deceive you. I'll let the MC tell the story of what he's overcome. Because this guy's a role model for everybody here. What he's overcome in the last 2 months is absolutely unreal. And whatever he achieves in boxing will never touch on his own fist. And you know what touched me when I phoned him? He goes, Izzy, I just want to box. Why have I got cancer at 21? I know I prayed and prayed and prayed for him, and me and his mum kept in touch all the time. And the best news I ever got was when Owen Derling's and being free from cancer. It was such a great listen to that. I'll tell you here, remember this day. The boxing king is going to be a champion of Sheffield. Owen Derling, the boxing king, is a future of Sheffield boxing, and he's here, and I'm honoured to have him on my side. Let's chat.
Phenomenal words from Izzy there, Owen. You've been through what most people in their lives would probably never ever go through at such a young age. Right? You were supposed to make a professional debut last year. You're going to make it this year at some point. Right? We're super excited. But tell us your journey and what it meant to you to kind of overcome such a phenomenal illness, a phenomenal disease.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy, to be honest. I didn't really believe it was true at the time. I think I was just overwhelmed with shock and stuff, but all I really wanted to do was box. Now I can box. I'm very, very happy.
Was there a point during that period where you thought, this is it, I'm never gonna step into the professional ring? Or did you always have that belief that you were always gonna come back stronger, better than ever?
I didn't really know what to think, to be honest. I was broken, so I'm just a bit over it now. If you was to give me the worst case situation, you always think worse, and anything that is a positive. So I'm just happy it's over, and now it's just Gonna win now.
Great love, great respect here from the crowd. What does it mean to you to sign with a promotion like GBM?
It means the world at the end of the day. It's like family, so I can't follow. Anyone else
Probably the same. And right now here, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with multi-world champion, multi-division world champion, the special one, Kel Brook. How you doing, Kel? So you are a big-time fan of Owen Durden. Tell us what you think about this young professional individual right now.
When I first seen him, I thought, there's no way he can fight.
Cool.
That's what I thought straight
Cool.
away. And he was sparring with a kid from my Jim Barry and Kid Galahad. And his talent, that he got back the talent. And I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's an excellent talent, like I said. I can't wait till he gets in ring and it's his time.
Now, you've been through the professional circuit for a long time. Everybody knows who you are. You're world famous. Sometimes it can be a challenge stepping into that professional circuit and rising to the top. Do you have any advice on how Owen can keep himself level, keep himself grounded towards his rise to dominance?
I mean, listen to his trainers and just do what's around him, what he's seen me do. It just needs to be relaxed, experience. You can't buy experience in this game. And like I said, he's got all the talent back for it, and he just needs to spar with top guys like he has been doing, and he'll just develop and do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the special one, Kel Brook, and GBM's newest signing, Owen Durden.
Good to see Kel giving some gems to the future generation.
Owen Durden, I've seen him in action as well, very good fighter. He's through the amateur. Sheffield boxing centre. Seen much of him, Sonny?
He fought Ibrahim Spider in the national finals, I believe, and I heard that was a great fight. Izzy talked about that. My friends from Birmingham, JK, who's I guess an advisor of Spider almost, spoke highly of that fight. So maybe it'll be one that we get in the future.
What does it mean to you?
That was in a senior ABA national finals, so that's the level we're talking about when talking about this kid, Owen Durden. Is he there just to tell him he's got? Oh no, we're talking about Naman Suri now, yeah. I've known Naman. I used to train with him when I first came to Sheffield.
Okay.
Shout out Elite Science. Danny Wilson trained us and I met Naman through there. He was a national champion. I think he's had a bit of time away from the sport. Maybe I think he was focusing on university personal things and his life outside of boxing maybe a little bit. But now he's come back, he's signing, he's here with intent, and hopefully we can see the talent that he promised in the amateur ranks. We can see it in the professionals.
Definitely, Izzy doing a lot of good things for the boxing scene here in Sheffield and picking up raw talent. And there he's giving you a little shout out as well.
I'm getting all the love tonight.
You really are. Sonny Edwards stealing the show. We've heard that line before.
I mean, if I was fighting on a few more GBM shows, I would have won a couple of those bonuses, I'll tell you that.
You know what? What about the next title defense? Forget that one, GBM.
Purse bid's going out
Purse
soon.
bids, that's what I was going to say.
What do you think goal in professional sport boxing? Is there any division, anywhere you want to climb to the top? Like what is in store? What can we expect from Norman Hussein? World title. That's the end goal. Perfect. And let's hear from Izzy again. Izzy, signing Norman, your thoughts?
I was hoping that you would have been able to hear Naman speaking then and getting your first introduction to him live on Boxing King Media today, but Naman Hussein is his second name for Wad, trying to do it on the sly. we don't have not doing our research. Not when Sonny Edwards is on the mic.
Thank you very much for.
You'll be held accountable in 2022.
Thank you very much, mate. I do
so when
appreciate
IZZY is telling me the Le Mans and my own eye test from seeing him, I will tell you as well. There's a great talent in the ring at the moment, a lot of untapped potential, and I'm very excited to see where he goes on.
Noman Hussein announced as another GBM fighter. Still got a handful of fights left. Next up is Fraka Ali against John Spencer for 4 rounds. Stevie Levy yet to fight.
Just boasting here about taking them all, Izzy, and with shows like this I can see why. I think there's a trend right now for WAD, and I'm going to highlight it quickly. I feel like with shows like these, fighters that have maybe fell out with boxing a little bit, or maybe fell away from boxing a little bit, having that motivation, having that local platform where they feel that the right people are looking after them and will be really able to help develop them, as well as give them that boxer's lifestyle a little bit, making them a bit
Feel
of a
like
show.
an athlete. Feel like the main character.
Yeah, with sponsors, with bonuses, it's all working in the right direction.
Most definitely, and I think
my mate Curtis Gargano in the away corner. He's always first in the ring just before the referee and the MC.
going back to what you were saying though, I think that is what boxing is missing these days, especially at the lower level. The music is blaring here tonight.
So I'm just trying to keep my body still. I don't know what can be happening right now.
And now we welcome his opponent, El Fracco Ali.
Now that's a cold ring nickname, isn't it? El Fracco.
I really like that.
I'm a fan of that.
Fracca Ali from Sheffield.
I'm Frank Ali, I'm 27, I'm from Sheffield and I'm a super featherweight. My last fight was at MAGNA, I won that and now I'm 3-0. Since then I've moved gyms and trainers and I train with Keith Palmer down at Sheffield Lane Top. You're going to see a different Frank Ali tonight, more boxer move, more thinking and a lot of improvements will be made. By the end of tonight I'm going to come back with a successful win and be 4-0.
Numerous times, numerous fighters for fights, so looking forward to seeing the improvements, the changes that Ali's hoping to put on display for us today.
An interesting fact as well, Ali was the first signing under GBM, so it was Izzy's first signing here, and like he said, he's been loyal to him and Izzy's been loyal to him as well. Nice little story should he go far in his boxing career, which we obviously wish he does.
Big fan of the song as well.
Classic.
He could have started from 5. The countdown could have started from 5.
Definitely. Frank also fought out in Dubai for his second fight, which definitely would have been some experience. I mean, you fought in Dubai a couple of times, haven't you?
Was that one of my undercards, maybe?
I don't think it was.
I didn't really thought they did shows about the Dubai, but yeah. Oh no, I'm familiar. Yeah, definitely. Here he is, confident. He's got his.
GBM Sports, now and here at the MAGNA Center, presents 4 3-minute bouts for professional boxing and the lightweight division. First, we introduce the blue corner, wearing the white shorts and black trim, and weighing in at 9 stone, 7 pounds and 8 ounces. His 14th time inside the professional ring, fighting out of Manchester, introducing John Spencer. Los across the ring in the red corner. Wearing the yellow shorts with red and black trim. Weighing officially 9 stone 7 pounds 4 ounces. As a professional, he stands undefeated with 3 victories, fighting out of Sheffield, introducing Frak El Fraco Ali.
Right, Sonny, I can hear you now, so you can tell me you do have a bit of experience boxing in Dubai. And Frank got that in his second fight, which must have been quite entertaining for him to fly out there and get some experience under the belt.
Yeah, if nothing else, it's an experience of fighting in a different place, a different country, a different continent. It's a different fight week. You have to travel. You're planning when's your last spar, time zones. Yeah, there's a lot more that goes to it. That's why when you do go over to someone else's territory, maybe to perhaps defend the world title, you know, you expect a certain more something. But the first round started now here, so Frak Ali, looking forward to seeing him build on the last performance I watched him box.
Yeah, he did fight on the first GBM show.
Headlined by Junaid Boston, who sat close behind us here.
Junaid Boston, another fantastic talent coming out of Sheffield, fighting on the 6th of August.
On the Steel City show. With Dalton Smith
on the headline.
And enough about Steel City, let's start plugging the man of our who it is. Frak Ali looking good here. He's established well, he's got strong feet, a good sharp jab. Spencer kind of happy to skim over, holds his feet there and gets caught with a body shot for his troubles.
Brilliant shots there from Frak Ali. John Spencer, a very experienced man, he's got 16 fights under the belt. Frak, obviously this is his 4th one.
Looking very well here, Frak Ali.
Looking already very confident.
The corner looking comfortable.
Nice shot.
Switched off there, but I think when it's all one-way traffic, it's easy done. But Frak Ali again re-establishes dominance, lands a few good solid shots, and Spencer looking to cover up and skim around the edge of the ring once more.
You mentioned how he is training under Keith Palmer now, and it'll be very interesting to see what he's learned, what he's developed since then, and what he's going to imply into his boxing game here tonight against John Spencer.
And he's trying to cover up, and he's trying to let his own work go at every opportunity, but again outgunned, and I think Ali's showing good levels here in the opening round.
Definitely is. He's throwing shots in bunches every time he has the opportunity to, and to be honest, in all due respect, John Spencer looks slightly out of his depth tonight and a little bit confused as to what to do. Brilliant shot there from Frak. I think he just landed on the glove though. Nice to work the body.
And I think there's definite improvements as well. I remember seeing Frak have not maybe a close fight, but definitely some questionable rounds against Ed Harrison. And I think what he's showing now here, the improvements down there, Sheffield Lane top with Keith Palmer and the rest of the team, has definitely improved. And he's looking well here in the first round.
The instructions from the corner is to work the body. As he does that, he tries the nice right hook to the body. John moves away though.
One thing about Curtis's lads, they can always move around. They know their way around the boxing ring very early. So give the props to that to Curtis Gargano. He's doing good things over there, keeping a lot of shows like this and bigger than this alive with the matchmaking.
Brilliant first round so far for Frak Ali. He's got to work his combinations, he's got to work his skill set that he's picked up a bit more from.
Into the last 10, and Spencer again ready to just skim round, going one way. I'd like to see Frak try and close the exits and punish Spencer for looking to not engage and just escape out. But again, very clear round.
A nod from Spencer to acknowledge the solid work from Frak Ali in the first round. Very interesting to see what he brings in the next few. Still to come, Stevie Levy in our first 6 rounder. Joe Jenkins and Joe Hayden as well.
Unfortunately, we will not be seeing Kez Ashfaq tonight.
Yep. Kez unfortunately pulled out due to unseen circumstances, as he mentioned on his social media earlier today, 12 p.m. to be exact.
But the show must go on. I, for one, was looking forward to Kez's return, so hopefully see him back out soon, hopefully on a GBM show. But the show must go on. I think Frak Ali has performed very well in that opening round.
Most definitely the show must go on, and so far the fighters that we have seen have made it a very entertaining show, and Frak is adding to that in this third fight of the night as a round 2 gets underway here at Magna Centre.
Couple of sharp jabs to start the open in the second round. And they do say the famous cliche, a jab will take you around the world.
Yeah, we've seen that very well from each fight today, haven't we? We saw that with Abdul Khan, we saw a bit that with Levi earlier on as well, and we're seeing it from Frak as well.
Well, I think it's getting called to use the jab again, to be honest. I think boxers definitely are appreciating the elite fighters that are doing everything well, and I think you can tell that Frak Ali has got a good standard of what he expects from his performance. He's staying disciplined, he's trying not to give anything away, he doesn't want to get caught with a single shot if possible, and they're all good traits to be showing and doing quite well and quite comfortably. Okay, again, albeit it's early opposition, this is his 4th fight. He's young, he's improving. The featherweight division is a good division, so, and where he sees himself sort of finding himself in title fights, but a lot to like and a lot to work with. He does get caught as I'm singing his praises, but again, I think he was just closing the gap down, and he switched off because so often there's nothing coming back from Spencer. So the 1 in 5 times he does, he
can't go swimming without getting wet is the famous saying, isn't it? And the jab has definitely worked well for him tonight, as he's followed up with some fantastic body shots. It just takes one of those to put you out.
Well, not unless you miss the water anyway.
Frak Ali staying calm and composed.
Good body work, and I think that's pushing Spencer back a little bit and slowing his feet down, because he's going a few steps now and just trying to tense and brace.
Continuous. The body shots are hurting is what the corner is shouting down. They want to see more of the body work.
Confidently walking him down, taking a sec to look at him break his rhythm. And to pay credit where it's due, it is hard sometimes to break down an experienced fighter, especially when they're not looking to offer too much of offence. But I think Frak Ali is doing a relatively easy job of finding gaps through. Yeah, he might not be hurting, he might not have put him down yet, but he's firing precise, hard, sharp shots, and he's showing physical and boxing dominance.
For sure, brilliant analogy, or I should say brilliant explanation of the performance so far we're seeing from Frak Ali in the yellow, black and the red.
Good, body sinks in then. Nods as well, okay, come on then. Oh,
he's been nodding a lot tonight, John.
I think he just wants to fight.
He just wants a bit of a back and forth. He's the smaller man in there tonight.
An old Smith & Wesson, Colonel Custer.
Colonel Custer. Switching positions.
Good shot comes through the middle for Frak Ali. And the moment Spencer looks to let off a 5-punch combination, the bell goes. And that's the story of my life.
But yeah, just at the end, the round ended, I should say. Don did let off about 5 shots, but the bell went. Unfortunate for him.
See what we was talking about a few fights ago, what goes on in the corner. I'm sitting here watching Curtis Gargano now speak to Spencer, and genuinely it looks like they're outside the shop waiting for a takeaway order to get finished. It doesn't look anything out of the They're stood next to each other. They're stood next to each other. They're both stood next to each other, like Curtis is coming out this round.
He's dancing, he's giving hair.
Referee's telling him to get out the corner. Referee's telling him to get out the ring, as he should.
If John steps any more forward, he's in the middle of the ring, but there's not much.
And I don't know if this was just a rumour I heard today, but I heard that Curtis Gargano might be making a comeback.
Okay.
But we'll hope to see, some more advances on that one. But Frak Ali in the third round.
Straight away comes forward.
He coming out of intent. I think he wants to be the first one to get a stoppage tonight. And if I'm honest,
let's not
the
forget,
2,000 bonus.
That's what I was just about to say. There is a bonus on the line tonight.
And I heard that you're actually offering a knockout bonus as well for out of your wages.
$2 grand, yeah.
No, sorry, we know it's 2,000.
It's 2,000.
It's 1,500 now because of my fee.
Right, Sonny's taking 500. But Sonny, I heard you're going to be donating a bit of your purse towards this fight, the bonus. Is that true?
No comment. But again, whilst we're laughing and joking, I think it's easy to fall into that conversation when watching a fight like this. Frak is completely dominating. He's pretty much working at will. So
having fun in there.
Yeah, having fun in there. And looking very well doing it. I'm impressed.
He's not rushing any of his work is what is impressive about Frak so far. He's had his opportunities in the inside, he's let the shots go, but he's not rushed anything by any means.
And at the risk of offending Frack and his previous team, I do think from the last time I've seen him, the improvements, the performance has been levels, to be honest. Oh, he does catch the shot there.
Caught, though, as he
takes it well, and now it's how he reacts to it. He took it well, he stayed up, he didn't give a no-way ground. Spencer didn't try to jump on it because he didn't look visibly hurt, and I think his feet was under him.
Yep.
But showing you, reminding you, this is why you have these fights. Because you don't want to be doing that in a title fight or a 10-12 round hard fight.
No, you don't. And then he gets caught once again. And now John Spencer doing a bit of a whirly there with his hand, getting a bit of confidence in there. I'm sure he already had it with the experience, but after catching Frack twice, he seems a little bit more confident throwing that shot. But Frack is staying composed, as he has been. Another great body shot there from Frack Ali.
Probably will take a little bit of that confidence that we just seen from Spencer.
Yeah. And it's good to see a young fighter like that, or an inexperienced fighter, I should say, in his 5th fight, be able to deal with a situation like that, be composed, and regain his composure, or regain his position in the ring. Nice uppercut there from John. Doesn't really land though.
Corner ordering Frack Ali to get behind the jab, the double jab, to be precise. And I kind of agree. I think he's having a lot of success when he was starting from out of range of long shots and letting his movement and his confidence get him into the good shot position.
Gets caught again with a jab there from the southpaw position.
I think it's always a danger when you sort of leave your chest upright.
Yep.
Your chin naturally is going to stay there as well. I don't think he's bad for lifting his chin up in the air. I think he's more switching off in positions
seconds
where...
though as well when he's switching into another position. Gets caught one more time there. The head movement is still there. 3rd round, not the best round for Frack, but he's still...
Sorry to interrupt. I wouldn't like to be too harsh on that one.
Yep.
I think for at least 15 minutes he was clear, convincing. He'd caught a couple of shots in quick succession, but definitely another round banked. A bit more confidence definitely from Spencer, but that's expected after a bit more success. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he comes out in this round now. It's the last round of the 4th round contest. And yeah, I think everything's going well so far, but I'm sure Keith Palmer will be reminding him not to switch off.
Looking back, not to cut you off, sorry there, but looking back into John Spencer's corner, they are having a blast. They're dancing, they're laughing. That's what you like to see.
And if there's not a camera on the away corner, we should definitely get one for next time.
10 seconds,
No, he doesn't want to get out of the corner, Curtis.
He does not want to get out.
Does not want to get out of the Curtis.
Maybe he wants a little bit of fight himself. As we go into the 4th and final round, make sure to subscribe to Boxing King Media for upcoming live events, as well as many boxing events covered all over the world. Boxing King Media, your #1 destination for boxing content and live boxing events. Frack Ali into the 4th round.
Spencer looking to goad him a bit and catches a right hook for his troubles. I don't know if he'll be in a rush to do that again.
Spencer has definitely had a bit of fun in there, as much as it's been hard work. He's enjoyed those minutes off in the corner as well.
And I think the reason why Ali's getting caught with us, the shots he's getting caught with, is because Spencer's not giving much of a show or a tell. He's not looking to load up or throw heavy punches. And usually when you're fighting maybe a prospect or someone that's really got every desire to win and win right now, they give away a little bit more before they throw a shot. But when you've got someone that's being pretty negative, to say the least, but then coming out with sharp little light shots like that, they're hard to read, they're hard to react to, especially when you've got so much mind on going forward and the demolition job. And you can see by the body language and his approach that Ali's trying to put a few punches to get him out of there now.
Ali working the body again. That's been very successful for him today, especially in the 1st and 2nd round. He got some very clean body shots off, and he's been looking to replicate that in this final round.
But I think he's had a consistent, nice, sharp jab. It's got a lot of success for him. He
very good hook there.
I don't know why he looked out Curtis.
He looked into the corner. He looked like he was hurt for a second, but he looks like he's got his feet under him as well. So it seems to be all right.
And he brings one back there, but I'm not sure what Curtis can do to help him looking in the corner.
Frack took the shot there, and he urged him on to get into action.
Again, switching off. I think usually you find with the younger prospects and the ones that maybe haven't had the longest extensive international amateur careers, let's say, they get carried away with success. We've seen it with Levi earlier, we've seen it tonight multiple times. and that just leads them to, you know, sometimes switch off and then have that shot where they didn't need to take it.
100%. But that's the learning curve in these early fights, isn't it? You pick that up, and like you said earlier on, you don't want to be doing that when you're into the title fights, into those 10 rounders, 12 rounders.
But this is when you can afford to, especially on platforms like this. The pressure's not as high. You can really work and perfect in your craft in a competitive environment before you step into the big fight under the big lights, and the pressure's 10 times higher than it ever has been before.
Most definitely, Frank. Manoeuvring around. That is a fantastic jab straight down the pipe.
Dipped the legs of Spencer there, and he's looking to build on it there, but
he seems like he's going to roll out this 4th round and ease his way into victory. Not looking to do anything stupid or silly. A bit of showboat there from John, but that is the end of 4 rounds in the bag for Fraka Ali, and what looks like another dip on his.
Okay, we can pick holes in that performance if we want to. We can highlight he got caught with a few shots, but apart from that, he didn't do too much wrong. He controlled the range very well. He took shots away when he was defensive minded. He was very good at it. I just don't think he spent enough time tonight being defensive minded. So that's gonna obviously have some, you know, shots that might stick in your memory from a couple of the rounds. But I think that also allowed him to land a lot more telling shots, exert a lot more dominance, rather than just sort of, you know, staying safe the whole way through and not looking to maybe entertain or try and get the fighter out there. You do stay safe, and and you learn a lot from that. But at the same time, he will take great steps, sort of mixing and matching everything together. And I think going to the verdict, I think it's shut up performance.
There was definitely an improvement, like you mentioned, though, from his 3rd fight to his 4th fight. And props to Keith Palmer and Lane Top Boxing Gym.
Scoring about 40-36 in favor of your winner, Ali.
And as expected and well deserved, every round, probably every minute of every round, the team jump in, Keith Palmer, the rest of the crew, and we wait with Fawad ringside, or Izzy as promoter, pose for pictures. And what was a good performance. I think he's still got a lot of learning before maybe he starts shouting out, I don't know, British levels or maybe even area levels, but that's probably more the rounds, the experience of getting through tests and you know, things that you weren't expecting, maybe a cut, maybe a hand injury, but a lot to build on, a lot to be excited about for Yorkshire fighting. And Fraka Ali now walks over to join Fawad for the post-fight interview with us now ringside.
Alright guys, I'm joined by tonight's winner, Fraka Ali. Frak, you said you wanted to steal the show. Happy with your performance?
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I've had a new trainer, Keith Palmer. So I've been with him for about 10 weeks. So stuff we're working on the gym. Some stuff worked, some stuff didn't work. But it's a learning process. I'm happy with that performance. So now just moving on, getting them rounds in and bagging that experience up, yeah.
What was the main difference from your 3rd fight to your 4th fight? Like you said, you joined Keith Palmer at Lane Top. Obviously you learned a lot. What would you think you've implemented the most?
The massive difference, what I've realised is I was a bit more on my toes. There was some times I was switching off. That's because I've been used to that previous style. Now it's about switching on mentally, moving my feet more. I can box, it's just placing the right shots at the right time. My foot movements, when I'm on my back foot and I'm moving, I'll be untouchable. It's just now just slowly building on it and just getting them rounds in, experience, just seeing what will work for me and what don't work for me. But I'm happy with that, yeah. Can't fault it.
You've got, obviously, you're still early on in your career, this is your 4th fight.
Yeah.
Under 10 fights is always interesting, but what do you aim to do within that time?
Well, within the first 10 fights, I'm not bothered about knocking people out and winning in first round and second round, because at the end of the day, when you step up to that next level, you go past them 4 and 5 rounds, 6 rounds, then how we like after that. So I'd rather bag them 4 rounds in, forget a few stoppages and a few knockouts in the way, it's a bonus. But I'm not looking for that, I'm more getting the rounds in, building the experience up and just building from there.
Awesome, and any final words to the fans watching at home tonight?
Yeah, thank you for everybody watching. I know some of you couldn't make it down because a lot of the tickets were sold out. So for the ones watching at home, I appreciate the support and carry on supporting me. I will reach my goals, what I've set out to do, and I won't stop till I get there. Thank you very much.
Frank, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
take care of yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Stevie Levy, we've seen a lot of her, haven't we?
yes, we have, and like you just mentioned, she is part of the Dave Allen cult.
I didn't say that.
I hope the sound was working, because that's going to be me then, isn't it? But here we go, first 6 rounder of the night.
Please welcome Marina Sakharov.
Marina Sakharov.
Our night advanced, so we put in work. Amen. Put the city up, please hold it for me. Focus on the books when it's supposed to be. Kicking in the doors, we open days, 20 years plus, for years that we overpay. When it's no pain, it's no calling. Legendary crime for the history. Polish us, we about to go. The loud fall, the wrestling, the snowflakes. I'm here shaking me.
Enjoying Marina Sakharov's ring walk there. I've been really enjoying the pyrotechnics, the production value for a show here, for a show of the scale that we're at here. The production value, the quality of the show really is second to none. Nothing like I've seen on a small hall circuit. And to say the consistency, the first show was like this, the second show was like this, and the third show was like this.
Most definitely, big shout out to GBM Sports and IZZY ASIF. Really changing the game, and as you can hear from the crowd, Stevie Levy is on her way into the ring.
Stevie Levy, 29, super bantamweight from Queensland. Lost both my parents when I was younger. I was brought up by my aunt and uncle. I used to feel sorry for myself, but now I look back, I think that's made me who I am. Yeah, I went in the boxing gym. Not a violent person at all, but as soon as I walked in, you get like a family sort of feel to it, and I think that's what kept me going. Give my life a purpose as well, and here I am now. First time in my career, my 7-year-old little boy Morgan is here tonight supporting me. I couldn't be more excited to have him there, and I know I'm going to make him proud, Morgan.
I was just saying, I'm very impressed with Marina's outfit. She had a little bit of a cape on as well, going for the superhero look.
Very popular, confident girl, Stevie Levy. Again, like you reiterated, part of the Dave Allen cult, I believe you said.
That was me, right?
But a great setup, and I think Dave's really given his fighters good opportunities. He's been proactive, he's been busy. Look, Stevie's loving the homecoming, absolutely loving it.
As you can see over on that side of the camera, Stevie has brought a lot of fans over here tonight, and they are dancing away, ready for a Stevie victory.
I see she chose to ring walk on her own and have the rest of the entourage come behind the cameras. She really is the star of the show.
She really is.
Stevie Levy also in the Superman getup. I think it's a Wonder Woman vs Superman.
It is. I see that theme. I see that theme.
Is he looking forward to this one? He's in the ring now.
6 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division.
200 pounds in the
Super featherweight.
Ready to lose first in the corner. The red shorts, standing 5 feet 5 and 1/2 inches tall, and weighed in at 9 stone 1 pound and 4 ounces. As a professional, the record stands 5-14-2. Fighting out of Strasbourg, France, introducing Marina Sakharov. The boxer ring in the red corner. We're the gold, red, and blue, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighed in at 9 stone 1 pound and 8 ounces. As a professional, her record stands 5 victories against a single defeat. Fighting out of Kingston, Norfolk, introducing Super Stevie Levy.
A massive support for Stevie Levy.
And your referee in charge, Andy Brooke.
And Team Sakharov really animated in the corner before they send their fighter out.
Her last fight against Georgelina Guainini in Spain, she did come up short, but you can see in her face, in her eyes, that she's back in the ring. She wants to get that victory under her belt. Stevie Levy has brought an entourage and a half with her tonight here at the Doncaster Dome. Sorry, Magna Centre. Where did I go Doncaster Dome for?
I don't know what show you're at in your head for.
So it's a popular one. Doncaster Dome has been stuck in my head, but yeah, we are at the Magna Centre in Rotherham.
Very confident, very aggressive girl, Stevie. She's started out looking to let some big shots go.
She's moving forward already.
I mean, she's big on the big shows now. She thinks she knows what boxing's about, and she's coming, maybe in her eyes, not the platform, not the show where she's just been from.
Yes.
But she needs to get through this. She needs to look good doing it to capture the attention of the promoters that, you know, have the platform.
That's what we did mention in the first fight as well. When a fighter does go up to those bigger shows, you could say, and they come back down to maybe a local show like tonight, what goes through their mind? And you said, you know, sometimes they can get a little bit carried away, like they know the scene.
And look, she took a risk as well. She was the away fighter.
Yep.
She went over. And yeah, she came up short, but she did herself proud, and she probably gained more experience from that performance than the rest of her pro fights combined.
Do you think, you know, in the world of boxing, you know, the O is such a big, heavy thing on some fighters. Maybe losing it early on in career, you lose a little bit of that pressure, and now you can go in there and perform in a certain way.
Look, a boxing fight for me is the most honest conversation two people can have.
Yeah.
You will find your level in boxing, especially if you're taking honest fights. So, yeah, the record might have a few losses here and there, a few setbacks, but I think by the end of your career, you'll be able to look back and win, lose or draw. It's learning's experiences, fulfilling the potential, and I think Stevie could have been proud for herself back then. She's come back, straight back in the gym, straight back looking to get a fight date, and look, she's here now. She's boxing well so far in the first round, comfortably winning for me.
It's a very good start to the fight for Stevie.
And a couple of solid jabs.
Yep. The jabs tonight have been very good from every single fighter. Like Sonny said in the last fight, he seems to be back in style to use that jab properly and get everything off that jab as well.
Yeah, she's boxing well here. She ships the right hand for her troubles, staying in too long, but finishes the round with a few strong shots. A solid opening round and a return here, Stevie Levy.
Very good round. This fight is the first 6th rounder. 6 minutes in the super featherweight division. The animated Stevie Levy bringing a crowd of support.
And you know, I think characters like Stevie Levy, she didn't have the GB background. She didn't have the most ideal route to finding her way in her 5th or 6th professional fight tonight.
Yeah.
But the amount of ground she's covered, the amount of heart, tenacity she shows, the willingness to make a fight happen, it's characters like Stevie that we need and we're crying out for, especially right now in the female divisions, because you need the fleshing, you need the storylines, and I think Stevie was going to be in some great, especially domestic fights going forward, especially when she gets there through her own journey. you know, she's probably not ready to jump in with an Olympian or a solid Team GB girl that's been boxing since she was young. But right now, with the learning, a good team around her, she's got a good corner, she can definitely go and progress through definitely certain levels.
Definitely. And one of those things as well you mentioned there, not having the ton of experience of, you know, the amateur background, etc., and you're getting into the 56 fight, taking those risks is something that's important, and she took that risk in Spain.
Yeah, definitely, and so maybe you can forgive her for, you know, perhaps she looks a bit more physically advantaged in this fight. She looks slightly the bigger of the two fighters, and she looks definitely stronger and probably definitely more about her boxing ability. So yeah, maybe this is the comeback fight that she probably needed, probably deserved, if all truth be told. She is still learning, but yeah, I would like to see her sort of push on and look at some of the other, you know, prospect domestic names.
We've not seen much from Sakharov, but she does seem to be enjoying herself, sticking her tongue out at Stevie. But we want to see some shots coming back the other way as well. Stevie Levy still looking confident, letting her shots go. Brilliant backhand there, following it up with a jab again. Just missing with the right hand, good body work.
Back on the jab.
Using the distance well, they're landing a few shots. Body shot as well from Stevie there. She seems to be using her jab a lot more this round, isn't she?
Yeah, all on the lead hand.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably coming off that experience of losing for the first time as a pro, and I think, you know, you don't want to go back to back.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that can possibly happen, coming off back of a loss. The next fight, especially one where perhaps it's not maybe a 50-50 fight, but she's boxing very well here. The body shots are solid, and I think she's slowing down Sakharov a lot here. She's looking a bit weathered by some of these shots, and maybe if she pushes on over the next couple of rounds, she can force the stoppage.
A good uppercut there from Stevie there that just gets through off the nose of Sakharov. But we are in over the second round into the third. With Stevie Levy. He's covered a few amateur ones, but he hasn't yet done a professional one. A great night of boxing thus far.
I mean, I don't know why they want us to look at the camera.
I'm not sure. I mean, we are too.
But speaking to the camera, I want to shout out to Gavin GG actually. Sonny just needs to shut up while kind of defeating my
Sonny,
purpose.
you're doing brilliant, mate. You're helping me get through tonight. I can't help.
That wasn't asking for your approval. For it, but thank you.
No, the approval has to be there. It's my stamp.
It's appreciated all the same.
Thank you very much. They've got the camera off us now. We can shut up.
Seconds out, round 3.
Third round here between Stevie Levy and Marina Sakharov.
Back on the jab, very confident.
Very good jab.
And I like how she's not falling into it. Look, she's stepping, but she's stepping down onto her foot. It's allowing her to load up without giving too much ground away or falling in. And that's definitely, I think, an improvement and a tool maybe she wasn't utilising as much in her previous performances.
Her output is fantastic thus far. Not just the jab, but like following up every single time. She's been continuous with her shots as well. Fighting from distance, fighting on the inside when necessary. It's been a bit of a sticky night for Marina. She hasn't really been able to get much work off. I think she respects the power and the ability of Stevie. And she really hasn't been able to get much work off, has she?
I mean, she's relatively tough. I don't think none of the shots have really bothered her all too much, and I think they've landed quite well. A good shot right hand when she decided to really step in and sort of commit to it, but I think she's regularly attacking, but she's half committing. She's not really trying to cause any damage with it, and I think she's getting out punched here.
Stevie there following up again from the left hook with a nice 1-2. It didn't really land clean. These shots are getting more on the glove sole in this round.
Unlucky with the uppercut Levy as well. If that connected, there probably would have been some damage done.
Starting to get more on the inside. Nice little shot there, didn't really affect Stevie. Good left hook. And upstairs, Stevie Levy trying to find the perfect shot to take her opponent out tonight. She's doing it in a very educated manner.
Oh, great uppercut. Visibly hurt. The ref's looking to step in. And she makes it.
The bell saves Marina Sakharov there at the end of round number 3. Stevie found the shot that I was talking about, and it was the uppercut. Dave Allen telling her to take deep breaths and calm down.
I think she's enjoying herself. I think she likes getting involved and getting carried away with a fight. I don't think she's out of her comfort zone. She visibly hurted her opponent there in the last round right near the end. I think she was quite fortunate that shot didn't come about 30 seconds before. I think that would have spelled quite a lot of trouble for
the uppercut definitely had some effect on Marina. She's taken some heavy breaths there. She actually refused the gum shield for a few more seconds.
And going forward, what sort of fights would you like to see Levy aiming for? You know, there's some good domestic names out there.
I think a few more of these fights though would help her. I think she's stepping up slowly, you know, taking, like we mentioned, the loss a few times, but taking that experience in and developing your own skill set. Because she doesn't have the amateur background, she doesn't have, you know,
There's some good fighters out there. There's some good fights to be made at a relative level. I mean, you've got Ebony Jones. I know she was probably more advanced, you know, as an amateur, but she's showing a good fighter, and maybe that would be a great fight to make at this sort of similar level. I believe they're operating at a similar weight, super featherweight. So.
I have an interesting question for you that's been mentioned many a times in boxing. The 2-minute rounds, are you a fan?
I'm not too sure where I sit. I think not the time to be having this conversation with Levy absolutely piling some class work there, but I think it provides its own niche. I'm not sure really the science behind the reasons as to why they don't budge on it. I know there's some female fighters out there with styles that are crying for the 12-3s even.
Good shot there.
Serrano. Then other fighters like Katie Taylor's that are more than happy with the 10-2s and believe that that's how women boxing should be. So I think it's a good fast pace. I think they always find a good slot on most shows now. Maybe that will change with the longer distance, but great work here. And she looks like she's getting to her opponent here now, Stevie.
Stevie's landed a few shots there, a few of the right hands that landed flush, and her opponent does look to be slowing down massively in this round. Those shots are looking like they're starting to hurt a lot more. Stevie gets to work. Right hand just misses over the top, left hook followed up.
I think she slowed down a bit here though, Stevie, but she did put a lot into, well, the first rounds, to be honest, pretty much every second of the round, so.
She still has landed a few good shots just like that. The right
that
hand
one's come in. Visible reaction there. Oh!
Another one there. The right hand seems to be working fantastically for Stevie, and the uppercut just misses. Seen that one work in the last round, and there you go, she lands it again.
And credit to the toughness of Sakharov. She's really taking some shots here, and every single time she answers with the same response, it's stay there and try and fight back. Not the smartest approaches, I wouldn't suggest, but a great finish to the round for Stevie.
She's sat on the ropes.
And we've got a message from the big wigs here at Boxing King Media. Everyone subscribe, like, comment. We are reading out messages. We've had a phone put in front of us. Shout out Gavin GG, I know you're a big fan of mine. There's also a message for the official sponsor. Apparently you're a massive virgin. But back to the action, because so far the night has been great. Stevie is, you know, she's controlling the fight. Comfortably and convincingly.
And going back to what you're saying just before we do move on, you're watching Stevie Levy live on Boxing King Media, the current home of many boxing content around the world, and as well as live events such as this at GBM Boxing, GBM Sports I should say. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of that action. Stevie Levy, fantastic performance so far into round number 5. She's been put on a pretty much pinch perfect performance. Back to the jab that's been working fantastically, and the right hands as well have been flowing in.
And for anyone that's found Boxing King Media via this show, GBM Promotions, if you're a big fan of boxing, head over to all the socials, Boxing King Media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the lot, for boxing interviews, for boxing highlights, for following careers of fighters that will have light shed on them in the future. So if everyone heads over and supports fights like these, we'll keep having a big platform to promote good level boxing.
Catch the early talent on Boxing King Media, as we have seen tonight many a times. And Stevie Levy is here putting on another show as well. She seems to slow down a little bit in this round.
Oh!
She got caught with a few shots there.
And she gets
Breathing
caught.
a little bit heavy, the mouth's open now.
Confidence in Sakharov, but I feel like it was punched out by Stevie Levy then.
She did get caught, both of them throwing good shots actually in this round. Seems to be a bit more of a closer round, but Stevie Levy letting her hands go once again.
She has had success, but the problem is she's really struggled to build all too much on it. She has a couple of shots, and then Stevie kind of takes.
Yeah,
and then Stevie then takes back control. That was a good 1-2 straight from the middle, followed by a body shot.
Heavy breathing from both fighters. They're reaching that fatigue stage in this 5th round, understandably, but the work does not stop as they both throw meaningful shots. Stevie Levy, that uppercut's been really working for her tonight, hasn't it?
It's probably been fundamental in most parts of her success, as well as the right hand in general. The way she changed the angle, it's looking like she's going to force the stoppage. The referee's looking at.
Oh, what an uppercut there!
And she's found a way to the corner again.
That was the second time in this fight where you could say Marina's been saved by the bell, but just as we mentioned it, that uppercut landed as we mentioned it. It's been a key asset for her tonight, and she landed it fantastically on the dome of Marina Sakharov.
I mean, she does look like she's struggling in the corner there, Sakharov. I think Stevie really is going to look to sort of put a full stop on this performance, and
it's going to be an interesting final round because Stevie herself is genuinely a little bit out of breath, as you can see, recovering in that corner, taking deep, heavy breaths. When you're in that situation, you can't necessarily empty the tank out, or maybe it's not the wisest thing to do.
She's definitely working hard, Stevie, and I think she's looking to performance. She's looking for the knockout, and she'll probably get it. She's sent her opponent twice now to the corner with unsteady legs, and if she carries on, she'll probably get her out of her this round.
She'll be looking to land that big shot earlier on rather than towards the end of the round, as she has done twice in this fight. But here we go into the 6th and final round in this super featherweight contest between Stevie Levy and Marina Sakharov. Oh, Stevie's here, and you were right, she's definitely still working hard, letting those shots go. She knows it's the final round. I think she is motivated with what happened at the end of the 5th, landing that big uppercut as she gets away onto her work, tries to find that uppercut once again, doesn't land quite flush, utilising the ring space as well. Stevie Levy
Good
going to the body. The shots are coming in fluidly now.
Oh,
she gets caught there with the right hand, but I don't think it had much effect. Stands her ground. She's definitely looking for that uppercut. She's thrown it plenty of times. Good body shot again. Was that a bit low? Left hook there.
potentially, but there was no complaints coming. Another shot.
With the right hand. I think that one woke her up though. She opened up her eyes. She started working again.
Oh, she ships a big right hand there.
And the corner of Marina are urging her to go forward, but I think she's out of her own depth as well.
And I think there's a camera angle we're not getting from the corner there.
There is an interesting camera angle. That seems more like a vlog.
Well, it's halfway in the ring anyway. It's all I know it is.
Great camera, great dedication from the woman in the corner with the camera. But Stevie Levy showing her dedication to her work.
Come in.
Fantastic work there. Both of them emptying out the tank here.
And credit to the heart of the away corner here.
She's took some big shots tonight. She's took some big shots.
Definitely.
She's almost been out, and here she is again.
Oh!
Stevie, and just at the end of the bell, she takes one more big shot, but that is the end of the fight. A fantastic performance from Stevie Levy against Marina Sakharov. And credit where credit is due. Both fighters put in a lot of work. Marina showed heart.
She was the happiest person at the final bell came. I was really enjoying, especially the last few rounds. I think, they opened up. Things got a bit scrappy. Maybe not the highest standard of boxing we've ever seen, but
sometimes those are the exciting fights to watch. You don't know what's coming.
It's evenly matched fights that we really are we're seeking as a boxing fan, as a boxing promoter, and anything in between. Evenly matched, where both fighters have a fair shake.
And there comes Stevie's son into the ring. He's been in and around fight week with his mum, and I'm sure that's been a very meaningful moment for both mother and son, and I'm sure he's just witnessed her win her 6th fight.
Dave Allen joins us in the ring as well. He's been shouting from ringside, giving his advice to his charge, Stevie Levy, and organising all the pictures.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause to these two warriors. Come on! 6 rounds of boxing, and we go to your referee, Andy Brooke, for the decision, scoring about 60-54 in favor of your winner, Super Stevie Levy.
And a shout-out victory goes to Stevie Levy. She moves to 6-1. Fights in the not so distant future. Whilst we have, I think this is the biggest entourage so far. We've got the son involved, but it's great to see the scenes of a happy team after, especially after a setback. I think it's always a dark space. You know, suffering your first defeat as a professional boxer is often hard to deal with, so it's good to see Stevie back so confident, so bright. She's got a good team of people that care for her around her, a good man and good manager in Dave supporting her, you know, helping her steer the shark-infested waters of professional boxing. But a performance to be happy with, back to winning ways for Stevie Levy. I think she's posing for one more picture with her son. I think it's his first night of boxing, watching his mum fight. Great to see. There's a big cheer of the crowd, and we will shortly be joined ringside by Stevie Levy with the win.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4 phenomenal bouts so far and 2 spectacular contests left to go, as we're set to see Joe Jenkins and Joe Hayden step into the ring.
2 local favourites, Joe Jenkins, Joe Hayden coming up next.
First up, let's welcome our auctioneer, Charlie Hill, into the ring.
And now we'll be joined by Stevie Fuad, live from ringside.
Stevie Levy, back on home soil with a victory. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, amazing. Do you know what? I felt more nervous tonight than I did over in Barcelona fighting Guanini. I think it's because obviously I'm back home. I've got a lot of people travel to watch me and my son's there. So it means so much. Do you know what I mean? But I've fucking done it. Oh, thank God.
How did that fight feel in there? Obviously, it felt like an action-packed fight. You kept going on. What have you taken away from that performance?
Do you know what? I know you shouldn't be negative, but I don't know. I didn't feel as fit as I normally do in there for some reason. I don't know what it was. I felt like after the 3rd round, I felt a bit. Oh fucking hell! Normally I'm fit as fuck, so I don't know, something like that. But I'm not making excuses. I want to watch it back, see how I perform. I knew I was landing some lovely shots, but I don't think I relaxed as much as I should have relaxed. If you know what I mean. So I want to watch it back really.
The uppercut seemed to work for you a lot. You kind of referred back to that a lot. Was that your best? Your uppercut seemed to work a lot. It hurt her in the 4th round, I think it was. That was a shot that you kept going back to. Was that the most successful one for you tonight?
Yeah, Joe, I've been working on difficult. It's loud, isn't it? We've been working on keeping my defence better, keeping that shoulder in. I've been working on uppercuts and body shots a lot more. I think that was something I needed to. So loud, isn't it? That's something I needed to add to my is it artillery? I needed to add more combos, so I felt like that was effective today, keeping the shoulder in, uppercut, body shot. Although I was getting told to keep working on my jab, so I was torn between listening to my corner and thinking, go on, I'll try it. But I think it all come together and we won. So
talking about your corner, you had Dave Allen in there. That was his first time cornering a professional corner. How was it like having him there?
I felt special. Do you know what I mean? I said to him that was so loud. That was literally a year ago that I had my first fight under Dave Allen at Sheffield Arena car park, and obviously he's one of my best friends. So to be his first fighter when he started doing managing felt special, and then to be his first fighter where he's in the corner, it's just special when you're sharing it with your best friend. You know what I mean? So just what a special night. I can't wait to go back and watch the video, look at the photos, because like I said in the training room, every single bit of training and blood, sweat, tears, dieting, all comes down to tonight. Just spend the whole time in the changing room, getting nervous, worrying about every little thing. Like, I've got a wedgie, I need a poo, all these little silly things. And before you know it, boom, you're in the ring, then it's over. And it's like, hello, it's all gone now. Over, just like that.
And finally, you obviously had your son throughout the week. He saw the weigh-in, saw tonight's fight. What was that like, having him there? Must have added maybe a little bit more motivation in the fight.
Definitely, it was special. I've always thought, people always say, is your son coming to your fight? And I'm like, nah, I wouldn't be able to relax, because obviously you can't switch off from being mum. I thought he'd distract me. But as time's gone on, I've realised he is my little wingman. He was in the gym with me all the time, and now take on the football, then he comes to the gym and we go to karate. We're just like best pals, we do everything together. And I took him to an amateur show, he watched it, he loved it. I thought, I'm going to have him with me. But I'm so lucky, my best mate Loz, she's had him overnight, looked after him, kept him happy all day. I hadn't had to worry about him, I knew he was getting here safely and sat with my friends. So I'm so lucky that I didn't have to worry, I knew he was being looked after and happy. And then he's here when I come out, so just knowing like I was up on the screen and my boy was watching, that's always been in my mind. Just knowing he's watching me, so.
Amazing. And finally, obviously you got your victory now, what's next for you?
Do you know what? This is my first time fighting on a GBM show with IZZY, and it's been so special. Everyone here is so lovely. The production, the weigh-in, everything's had so much effort put into it. I'm in no rush to go anywhere else. If he wants me back, I'll come back. It'd be nice to fight closer to home. You know, I've had like 100 odd people travel 3 hours, which I'm so grateful for. It'd be lovely to fight closer to home, but it might be something IZZY's willing to do, I don't know. But do you know what? I love it here. I'm happy doing exactly what David says. I'm not jumping the gun, I'm not, you know, I'm enjoying this win for now, and then I'll do as I'm told. Back in the gym Monday, and yeah, we'll see what happens next.
Awesome, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you so much. Sorry for spat you.
No, it's fine, no worries.
Kabir, 200, thank you, 200. Who's going to give me 3? Who's going to give me 300? Kabir, 3 in the back, Who's going to give me 4? Who's going to give me 400? Who's going to give me 4 for Kabir? Anybody give me 4? Shout out if we can't hear you. Anybody give me 4? 4 for Kabir. Who'll give me 5? Anybody give me 5? Anybody give me 5 for Kabir? Anybody give me 5? We've got 4. Anybody give me 5? Anybody give me 500 for Kabir? Anybody give me 5? 5. Okay, 5. 6, that's 6. Who'll give me 7? Anybody give me 7? I've got 6 here. Anybody give me 7? Anybody give me 7? 7. Anybody give me 8? Anybody give me 8, Kabir? Anybody give me 8? Anybody give me 8? 700 once.
Alright, so we might have to be a bit loud as there's an auction in the ring, but I'm joined with Sheffield's own Junaid Boston. Junaid, first and foremost, how are you, bro?
I'm 20 now, 20.
I said, how are you?
How am I? I can't even hear you. I'm all good, how are you?
I'm good. What do you think I said?
I thought you said how old I was, I couldn't hear you, do you know?
How are you? How's everything going?
Yeah, everything's good, chilling. Obviously, I've got a fight in a few weeks, Sheffield Arena, on the undercard, Dalton's British title fight. Look forward to it. It's going to be my first 6-rounder. I'm looking to put in a good clinical performance.
Before we get onto that, let's talk about tonight's show. You've obviously fought on the first GBM show, you were headlining it. Talk us about these shows. These are very special shows for local shows, as we can see. Fantastic setup.
Well, it's ideal for me, it gives me a night out, it's on my doorstep, so can't complain with that. He's got a good setup, a good layup. There's a good audience for a small hall show, and obviously it's developing, and it's got no limit.
What was the main thing you took away from being, you know, sort of like the main attraction that night on your first fight? It must have been, you know, a lot of pressure, but you dealt with it very well.
I don't really look at it as pressure, because obviously it's a privilege. I look at it as a privilege that I was the headline, that everybody was there to watch me, and obviously it's the first of many. I'm looking to bring many shows to Sheffield, Rotherham in my future, and hopefully they'll get bigger and better.
Many shows in Sheffield and Rotherham, but one is coming up, your second fight at the Sheffield Arena, like you mentioned, on the undercard of Dalton Smith. that's going to be a very big moment for you at the arena and another card of on your stablemate as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm very grateful. Me and Dalton, I've known Dalton since I was 12-year-old. Obviously, I'm trained by his father. It's a big moment for the gym, and it's going to be the first of many. Dalton's going to get his British title. I'm going to get my win. Nico's going to get his win. Get the triple. Do you know what I mean? Life's good.
What's your sort of aim? You've obviously got a fantastic, backing with you. You've got fantastic people around you. The first 10 fights I've mentioned to a lot of fighters is very interesting, but for you, you could really progress. You've got the talent too. You've got the network too. What's your aim?
My aim is to be a world champion at least, minimum. Bring big nights.
Inside the 10 fights.
Inside the 10 fights. Inside the 10 fights. Instead of 10 fights.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad.
No, I wouldn't complain with that. No, if it was up to me, I would be fighting for it, especially with the dough they're making. But nah, not yet. Obviously, in the first 10 fights, look, I'm only 20 years of age. I'm looking to make big steps. I'm already fighting in my first 6th round in my second fight. I don't necessarily want to be fighting journeymen. I want to be fighting people what are going to win. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'll do as my team S-Jam and Grant says. But for me, I want to get there as quick as possible.
Awesome. So August the 6th, we'll be seeing Junaid Boston out. Any words to your fans?
Nah, keep watching me. Keep watching me. Get on my Instagram, JD Boston, Twitter, JD Boston. You'll see me plenty more.
Awesome. Thank you very much, bro. We're grateful.
Totally unique. Mike Tyson dual side trunks and the glove. Okay, you've got the glove side and the trunks. Totally and utterly unique. The youngest heavyweight champion ever, the most destructive heavyweight champion ever. Who's going to start me off at 500? Who's going to start me at 5? 500, 5. 6, who's going to give me 7? 7, who's going to give me 8? 8, who's going to give me 9? Who's going to give me 9? 9 at the back, 9 at the back, 10, who's going to give me 11? Anybody give me 11? Anybody give me 11? I've got 10, will anybody give me 11? Trunks and the glove, dual side. Anybody give me 11? Okay, guys, this also lights up. You have a plug and it lights up. Okay, I'm looking for 11. I've got 10. Will anybody give me 11? Anybody give me 11? I've got 10 over there. Anybody give me 11? 1,000 going once. 1,000 going twice. Your last chance. 11, 1,100, 1,100. Who's going to give me 12? 1,200, 1,200. Who's going to give me 13? Who's going to give me 13? 1,200 once. 1,200 twice. Is that a bit at the back? Because you can't see you. All right. £1,200, come forward, sir. 1,200, come forward to Melissa. Melissa. 1,200 over there, he's coming forward. Round of applause. Okay guys, something very rare now, the finalizer of the night. Signed by Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua together. Guys, I promise you, no matter what happens when he fights Alexander Usyk, he will still fight Tyson Fury. And you, in a 3-fight package, you will have the glove. Okay, signed by Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Who's going to stand up at £500? 500, thank you, who's going to give me 6? Who's going to give me 6? 600. Who's going to give me 7? Who's going to give me 7? 700. 7. Who's going to give me 8? Who's going to give me 8? Who's going to give me 800? 8. 8. Sideline Fury and Joshua. Very unique. 9. 9. Who's going to give me 10? Who's going to give me 10? I've got 9 in the back. Who's going to give me 10? 10. 10. Who's going to give me 11? Who's going to give me 11? Finalize for the night. Who's going to give me 11? 11. 11. Who's going to give me 12? Fury and Joshua. Dual sign 12. 12. Who's going to give me 13? Who's going to give me 13? Anybody give me 13? Anybody give me 13? I've got 12 over there. Anybody give me 13? Anybody give me 1250? 1250. 1200 going once. It's going to be cheap. 1200 going twice. Your last chance. 1,200 pounds. Come forward, sir. See you all, Melissa. Come forward. Okay guys, thank you for that auction. Give yourself a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, into the ring, Sheffield's own former World Light Heavyweight Champion, the legend Clinton Woods! Okay guys. Okay, the winner of this will get a Tyson Fury signed glove. How about that? Okay. Clinton, let's have a look. Oh, Clinton, who is it?
Jamie 36.
Jamie, table 36, where's Jamie? Jamie, you have got a Tyson Fury signed glove. Okay, Jamie, you come to the ringside and somebody's going to buy it off you for 50 quid.
You just keep a hold of that, right? Yeah, that's it, right? Do you want to keep a hold of that? No, you're not going to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the auction and the raffle. But before we continue the show, I want every single person in this building to pay homage to this gentleman over here. Without his statues, you all know who this guy is because he's from Sheffield. 15 years as a professional, with a record of 42 career victories, 25 of those by knockouts. against just 5 defeats and a single draw. A former ABU light heavyweight champion, Commonwealth super middleweight and light heavyweight champion, and a former IBF light heavyweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Clinton Woods! Cheers! Getting some music going on right now, and I'm going to the official nod as we get going for the next contest. Looks like the fighters are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. GBM Sports presents more professional boxing. This time we move to the super welterweight division. First, to make his way into the arena, please welcome Stephen Floyd. And now, please welcome his opponent, fighting out of Sheffield, introducing Joe Jenkins.
Joe Jenkins, I'm 25 years old, I'm from Steel City, Sheffield, and I'm a welterweight. My experience under GBM Sports on my first fight in March, it was electric, the atmosphere was great, and I can't wait to get back out there and do it again. Even though it was a small old show, it felt like a big fight, with fireworks, the big screens. Since that first fight in March, I had a second fight in Leeds. I took care of business there, and I'm looking to take care of business here tonight. On my debut fight, I had a grand bonus for the fighter of the night. This time around, if I win it again, I'm off to take it.
Sports presents right here at the MAGNA Center.
On to our next bout of the night. The last two fights remain. Joe Jenkins of Sheffield, 25 years of age, takes on Stephen Floyd in a 4-rounder. His third fight.
A very popular local lad. His older brother was a former pro, Scott Jenkins.
Out of Liverpool, introducing Stephen Floyd.
Wayne Smith in the corner as well.
In the red corner, wearing the red, black, and white shorts. Weighing as a professional, 10 stone at 9 pounds and 8 ounces. This man stands undefeated with 2 victories. Fighting out of Sheffield, introducing Joe Jenkins.
Joe did win the previous fighter of the night bonus, so he'll be out to win the next fight of the night bonus tonight.
Very confident lad.
The referee giving his final instructions to both fighters before they get underway for this super welterweight contest.
We've seen some fun. Just getting out the ring. Sorry to interrupt. Roger Sampson in the corner, just getting out the ring now. The first round ready to start.
We've seen some fantastic action here tonight, and Joe Jenkins will be looking to follow that up against Stephen Floyd.
Nice short left hook there. Nice rhythm to it.
Again, looks very fluid in the ring already.
Finds a good body shot as well.
So uppercut and hook to follow up. He's trying to close the distance down. Works the body. Good left hook again.
Reaction as well, definitely.
Yep, and here he goes. He's starting to tee off already. It's a good body shot and some good shots being teed off here by Jenkins.
Stephen Floyd looking in a bit of trouble here in the first round.
Floyd throws a 1-2 that misses. Joe steps back and then a right hand follows up. Some early success there for Joe Jenkins.
Definitely. Yeah, it was a good performance last time out. When like you said, he won the performance of the night bonus alongside of my gym mate Janae Boston, and he started really well here. I like how he's controlling the range, the rhythm of the fight. He's constantly putting himself in dangerous positions. He's starting with feints and then finding openings because he's watching what reaction he's getting the first time.
And the body shots have been really clean so far.
And again, the rhythm to his work, it's coming out with such a nice output. He's having a lot of success in the first round.
Into the clinch they go as Stephen Floyd cuts down the distance. The work of Joe Jenkins thus far in this first round has been nothing but superb. He's let off some fantastic shots, and as Sonny said, he's finding those openings.
Stephen Floyd really struggling to get anything here, I think. He's covering up well occasionally, but I think there's too much getting through. I think Wade Smith.
And he's taking a body shot, and that was the one we mentioned earlier on. He's finding success with the body, and Stephen Floyd gets back to his feet at the count of 8, but he looks in absolute pain, and the corner instructs him to finish it.
The towel's up, the towel's up.
The towel is.
He's looking. Wade's right there with the towel in his hand, looking ready to pull it in.
And is it going to be thrown in? It's not been thrown in yet. He's telling the corner that he's fine.
Stephen Floyd tells Wayne Smith that he wants to carry on. He carries a big shot. The towel's coming out. The towel's up in the air. Look, I think the ref's going to step in. And the towel's in.
The first stoppage of the night. Joe Jenkins with the victory.
He was simply taking too much, I think. He was taking too much there. A sensible decision from Wayne. I think he wanted to pull it out when he was backed up over here in the neutral corner. He gave him the benefit of the doubt. It's the first round, but he looked at him again. He didn't give him another chance, and I think that was great cornering there from Wayne Smith from Golden Gloves. But all praise, really. He beat Ben Whittaker. We've been told. I need to fact check this. Joe Jenkins. I don't know how far back this goes, but Ben Whittaker, Olympic silver medalist, latest hot property maybe in the world of boxing. Oh, and he's just pushed over what I believe is his daughter, or maybe someone's just got pushed over. I know that's just happened now, but she's okay. She's on the shoulders. She's okay. No
Joe
children
Jenkins
were
getting-
harmed in the making of this event.
Joe Jenkins getting his second knockout of the night, but that body shot there, he did find that success straight away as the fight started, and then he landed that clean one just over on our side here, and it looked like Stephen Floyd was going to stand it out, but the corner made the wise decision of throwing in the towel. But all smiles from both corners.
Wade Smith there sticking his tongue out.
Sticking his tongue out.
Always a character. I'm going to pull him at the end of this and ask, I want to see the x-ray of Marcel Braithwaite's bad shoulder.
Right, Marcel Braithwaite. Your old good friend, huh?
For the Thomas Asomba fight. He pulled that one. But to the decision, Joe Jenkins, fantastic.
Alexander, at 2 minutes 29 seconds into round number 1, accepted the retirement of the blue corner. Therefore, your winner, ladies and gentlemen, from Sheffield, Joe Jenkins!
Both fighters shake hands in the ring. The pictures. Floyd, he was a tough, Stephen Floyd, yeah. It was a tough opponent for as long as it lasted, but I think the rhythm of the firepower and the rate he was having success, it was definitely a smart move, I think, from the corner. Joe Jenkins looked great. The team looked happy with that one. I think he's got his eyes on his second consecutive fight of the night bonus. So yeah, I think he'll be happy with that performance and confident, to say the least, to win the prize bonus here at GBM Fight of the Night. It's good to see in boxing, I'll be real. I'll take a sec to dissect. It's good to see that support to the fighters and that little bit of incentive to maybe try and perform a little bit better or try and go for the knockout. A little talk between Izzy and Joe in the centre of the ring now. Maybe we're getting the plan, the next how we're going to take over the world of boxing. And now Joe Jenkins, the winner with a first round knockout, joins Fawad at ringside.
Joe Jenkins joins me after his first round stoppage victory. Joe, fantastic first round. Take us through it.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. Obviously, quite a weird, nice left hook to the body, and I knew we weren't coming back from that. I throw them body shots beautiful. Anyone that lands on it's good. They're going down without a doubt. I don't care who it is.
You moved very fluidly. As soon as you came out in that first round, you were in your groove straight away. Did you sense that first round victory coming?
Yeah. I went out wanting that stoppage. You know what I mean? It was my third fight, and I've been out for a long time. So the first two fights kind of got me back into just the things. Third fight, I wanted the stoppage, and that's what I've gone and done.
Now, you're going to have to tell me a bit of a story here, but apparently you beat Ben Whittaker in the amateurs. Take us through then.
Yeah, that's right. So I was probably about 15 years old. I beat him in the national championships in the quarterfinals in Birmingham in his own town. Yeah, I beat him, man. I beat him. No else to say.
It's a good name to have now, and maybe who knows in the future.
Yeah, exactly. One big thing. Sky's the limit.
Now, obviously, this was your third fight. You did win the fighter of the night last time. You think you deserve it?
More than fucking. I deserve that tonight. I put that work and I want to go over that. If I don't, fair play to whoever wins it, but I think I deserve it.
You're the only person to get a stoppage tonight, so.
That's it. What can I say?
And what are you looking forward to in the next few fights? What do you want to show to the fans?
I'm just gonna leave that to my manager. See what he's got up for me. But it's just it's a learning curve. I've got a lot to learn. This isn't the best of me just yet. I've got a lot to come. You know what I mean? So let's just see what the next few fights bring. Then we'll think about doing a central area, something like that, maybe.
Joe, congratulations on your victory.
Can I shout my sponsors out? So I'd like to shout the Tellurite, Amici Beach, Platinum TVD, Health Prime Nutritionist, and Empire for sponsoring me the gloves. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Alright, Izzy, we just seen the first stoppage of the night. He did win fire of the night last time. Does he deserve it this time?
It's going to be see how Joe gets on, but listen, that was a brilliant body shot. And it's a close call so far between Joe. Stevie had a really tough fight. I thought she put a cracking performance, tough as nails. But that was a classic body shot. And yeah, he's got a strong chance, so let's see what happens.
We've had a fantastic night so far. Which fight has caught your attention the most?
I really like Stevie Levy's fight because it's so competitive. And Marina went all the way with it. And Stevie, she's so durable, isn't she? You see the last fight on Sky Sport Matchroom Show. And now today, she really, it's entertaining business. But Joe, listen, that body shot was class. That was real class.
This is the second event that you've put on, and it's a fantastic sight. You see the fans have come out. How much does it, almost fulfill in your heart that, you see this come into fruition?
I can't really put a price on it because I'm just a boxing fan. I'm just a fighter turned boxing fan. And to be involved in it, look at this, look at the place. 1,000 tickets. I had 3 dropouts in 3 weeks, and I still did 1,000 tickets. It's unbelievable. I'm humble, I'm grateful, and listen, we're just going to keep going to see how far we can go.
What's that long-term sort of image project that you want to imply?
I want to be in the top 3 promotional companies in the country.
Say that. That's what we're going to.
Yeah, I want to say it. That's what I want to do. Whether I achieve it or not, I'll do everything in my capabilities to want to be top 3, top 4 promotional companies in the country.
We obviously had your Saudi investors in the ring today as well. Bit of an announcement from them.
Yeah, listen, we're going to be doing something in Saudi Arabia. It's just a matter of how many shows we can get out there. But also, a good investment is going to come onto local shows, which is only going to benefit these fighters. And listen, let's bring some big nights to Sheffield. Let's fill stadiums. Why not?
And obviously, a word to the fans that are tuning in, supporting the show.
Listen, we appreciate all the members. Boxing King Media been a massive backer of ours from day one. Listen, keep watching it because GBM Sports and Boxing King Media will be working closely together. And we just appreciate having a platform like that. And yeah, we're grateful for you guys. It's your supporters and your fans who make us give it a chance. Because without you guys, we can't happen.
Any final words on the last fight of the night? We've got Joe Hayden coming in as well.
Listen, Joe Hayden's done over 300 tickets. But he's fighting a tough, durable Russian opponent who's going to come to have a go. So it's going to be an interesting fight.
Right, let's get on to it. Thank you.
First, to make his way. And now, please welcome his opponents, Joe Hayden!
I'm Joe Hayden, I'm 22 years old, I'm from Conisborough, and I'll be boxing at welterweight. I feel ready, I'm ready for my debut. We've done everything that I need to do in the gym, and now all that's left to do is fight. I'm absolutely buzzing for this event tonight. I've done everything I need to do in the gym, and now all I need to do is just get in the ring and perform for everyone. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's bought a ticket to come and support me tonight. Let's put a show on.
Promoter IZZY.
Really looking forward to this one. He's been spoken highly of, Joe Hayden. He's a very popular lad with a big local support here. A lot of people have stayed to the last fight as well.
Yeah, he's sold over 300 tickets, as Izzy told me. So big support coming out here today for his debut.
Dave Allen again in the ring. This is his second corner.
As a professional, his record reads 9-32-0, fighting out of Southampton, introducing Vasim. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing the black and blue, and weighing officially 10 stone, 7 pounds, 6 ounces. Making his debut as a professional, fighting out of Conisbrough, introducing Joe Hayden! The action begins with timekeeper at the bell for the last time, Peter Humphreys, and referee Andy Brooke.
Now Dave Allen has said that he believes Joe Hayden will be a British champion, and that's some heavy words to live by, but we will see the talent that Hayden brings into the ring.
It's a very crowded weight as well, you know, super welterweight.
Yep.
Super welterweight, sorry. Some good fighters up there now. The domestic probably got like Troy Williamson. There's a lot of good fighters at the tough fights, so if Joe's as good and highly as touted, then he's got an exciting career ahead of him.
Let's have a look at Joe Hayden on his debut, fighting against Evgeny Vazem for around 3 minutes to display his talents on his professional debut.
And I'm liking the little feints, the little triggers. He's trying to get a reaction, have a look at his opponent here, Joe Hayden. So yeah, he's nice and composed, nice and relaxed. He hasn't come out trying to sort of steam in and walk onto silly shots. So it's a nice composed start.
There must be some nervous energy in there as well when he hears the support of his fans. He's out to impress tonight. He's got 300 plus fans here at the MAGNA Centre.
I know, but you've seen Joe. He's been around the shows. He probably knows what to expect. It's probably isn't the first time he's walked into a MAGNA fight night. So yeah, he probably knows what to expect. He's probably relished at the fact of having all of his local supporters sort of drumming up a support for his professional debut. A lot of fighters don't get that for their first one. So, and he's boxing really nice here. Found a good uppercut, a good body shot as well just before. He's looking nice here.
Looking smooth with his work, and I've been told he played football at a very high level as well. So the fitness levels are definitely already there.
Well, I don't know what he's done picking boxing over football. I don't think I would have done the same.
Maybe he just enjoys the violence.
Great uppercut. A little shoulder budge as well there. The ref didn't see nothing wrong with it. I like when a fighter uses their physicality and manipulates a fight more than just their footwork, just their hands. And their
using those little tricks.
Yeah. And for a professional debut, it's very rare to see that, especially from someone that hasn't had, I know, a typical extensive amateur background.
He does have Dave Allen in the corner, who will definitely have taught him a trick or two.
Less said about that, the better, I think.
Hayden finding his rhythm here on his professional debut. He's found some success, but
walks him onto a good uppercut as well. Again, there, Hayden, some more success. He seemed quite comfortable under the fire as well. He didn't seem too phased by it. Vazim here looking. His gum should fall out. I was about to say visibly distressed at something.
Yeah. Now, Joe definitely has an extra bit of motivation because I'm hearing that Jenkins may have won the fighter of the night with his only KO. So I'm sure Hayden might be thinking, hey, there's $2,000 on the line. Let me try and get this stoppage as well.
Well, he hasn't got very long to do it if he wants to do it quicker.
4 3-minute rounds on this debut. Chants of Yorkshire going around the MAGNA Centre. Fantastic atmosphere here for what we call a small horse show. Vazem covering up, high guard, still coming forward.
Another good uppercut. He's had a lot of success with that the backhand uppercut through the first round. He's not putting too much power into it, but he doesn't need to. He's finding it. It's a blinding shot that Vazim's not really seeing, and it's having the effect it needs to, and he's staying safe throughout the whole duration of throwing the shot.
Vazem coming forward now, trying to find some shots of his own, but doesn't really find any success, and it's a very comfortable and sort of finding that experience type around for Hayden there?
I think he enjoyed it. I think he settled down really nice. I don't think there was too much nervous energy coming in. He seems a confident lad. Dave Allen seems happy in the corner.
Good to see Dave Allen in the professional corners these days, supporting his fighters. Obviously he was in with Stevie Levy earlier on, and now supporting Joe Hayden in his professional debut.
Well, experience is priceless. It really is. Having someone in your corner that's been there, seen it, or had the conversations, and at a good level as well. Dave Allen was a headline attraction to go to. He was on many big cards as well. So, and he captured the love and the imagination of the audience. Maybe he wasn't always the winner. Maybe he always wasn't in the highest of level fights. Always entertaining, and I think that experience here is showing in the ring.
Definitely. To have that in your corner must be a massive advantage. As we go into the second round of this 4-round bout, Joe Hayden will look to let some more shots off.
I like his movement here at range as well. He's sort of timing when to throw the jab based on his movement patterns and his opponents. He's waiting for the lean in to come and there be a second of stationary target that's just leant over the front foot, and he's pushing a sharp lead jab and he's just scoring, and he's giving nothing away. He's not expending no energy. That is a smart approach to boxing, a mature approach to boxing.
A lot of that is coming from his feints, right? A lot of the opportunities getting is from the feints, and the feints are very working well.
And a very tidy slip there as well. He saw the shot coming, he got under it just in time. He didn't blind himself. A good backhand though he shipped there. A bit more confidence coming from Vaseem, a bit more desire this round. But still, so far, I think Joe has had a good start to this round.
Still utilising his jab, trying to find a shot, an opening. Still very relaxed, very calm. Not rushing.
His corner is, Dave in the corner is shouting to relax. Maybe he wants to see him just maybe slow his pattern of movement a bit down because, oh, that was very late for me. And he gets a stern telling to by the referee.
Touch of gloves for the sign of respect after that little instant.
Probably the best shot he's landed so far in the fight.
I think definitely.
Too bad that one won't count.
Joe back behind his jab, brilliant slip there, tries to find him with a backhand, doesn't land, but brilliant body shot there.
Good second phase to the attack, he's resetting well, he's getting his feet under him.
Another great slip, just misses with the body shot. Back to the jab now at the southpaw position.
The drive and desire still coming back from Vaseem though, he's still trying to let shots go himself. He's got a switch on Joe, he can't turn off, get caught.
Big wild swing there, and he goes flying backwards just as them. Very awkward encounter there. Come off the clinch, Joe Hayden back into the southpaw stance.
Again, he's working the jab very well. There's not much gaps of work because as soon as he gets set, as soon as he finds a target, he's just scoring a jab, and that's how you control rounds.
Running, I was just about to say that word, controlling at his own pace as well. Running the game at his pace, finding his openings, and the movement, the upper body movement has been fantastic as well. He slipped some shots fantastically.
What I like there is he worked down to the body, sunk in some shots, and he reset, just pushing a stiff jab out, and it let his body reset to the starting point that it needs to. A big swing comes in, he makes it miss it.
I think Vazem found something quite uncomfortable a few seconds ago there. He touched down to the body, and Hayden did notice that. He started working the body a little bit more. And we're into the end of the second round. Impressive.
Clear winner of both of the opening rounds. He looks a fit kid, he looks a strong kid. I think you saw a bit more desire from Vaseem there, but it kind of got taken away by the end of the round, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how he approaches the second half of this 4-round fight.
Vaseem up on his feet.
Just trying to listen into what Dave Allen was saying there. I think just more of the same, but just relax with it. And when the danger comes, just do a better job at negating it. Just no risks on the debut, nothing silly, I think was the message.
No, there's no need for that, and we are halfway through this fight. The more rounds, the better. Sometimes you get that experience in, and Vazem,
he's putting his head in good positions as well. It's not a dangerous one, and he's keeping it quite tight to his opponent's body here, Joe Hayden. Good, it's good work on the inside. I'm relatively impressed. Switching off there a bit, but I think he's, again, like we've seen earlier in the night, when you're prioritising attack and offence so much, and what looks you can get because you're having fun. You know, sometimes you switch off the fence a little bit, and it's a good fighter like Evgeny Vazim that's going to keep you honest. And a great fight for this stage of Hayden's career. I've enjoyed this one so far.
Step forward. Dave Allen telling him to relax as he's got his opponent on the ropes, which is a very interesting take. He's telling him not to dive in. Oh, he's told him to walk off. Now that is.
I think it was obvious as to what Vazim was trying to do there. I think Dave see it, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big
shot.
right hand, and his legs looked a bit unsteady there.
Big shot from Vazem. Hayden's legged.
He held it well, and that's what Dave was trying to avoid. He knew Vazem was trying to lull him into a full set security, like he's a wounded target, and then that's when he was coming out. And he has come out. Look, he's trying to finish his round very strong.
Yeah,
that backhand was a good one.
That was a very interesting moment there as Vazem was on the ropes and Joe Hayden was told to relax, and Dave Allen then told him step back, and then we kind of saw why, because Vazem did land a very good right hand onto Joe Hayden, and his legs looked a little bit wobbly, but he seems all right now, getting relaxed again, going again.
Oh, that was a good, nice stiff backhand, nice shot. I think when you've got a talented fighter like Joe, he shapes up very nicely. It's about keeping him focused and prioritising the right things. And I think his advantages probably lie at range, they probably lie with movement and reach. So why sit there? Why be giving up all those advantages, trying to close the gap on an opponent that's inviting you onto him?
To get caught in no man's land, basically. He
gets caught up with there.
He gets caught again.
Most success this round from Vazim. I'm not sure if it's quite enough to be winning the round, but it's definitely pushing it closer than the first two.
First two, yeah, 100%. He has landed the better shots compared to the first two rounds.
And more confident as well. Visibly more confident Vazim this round.
Hands are kind of down, smiling, egging Hayden on. But will it be enough? I don't think so. There's a good shot from Hayden. Doesn't really.
I think it was caught. I do think it was caught, but it did definitely knock him off balance. And there was good force behind it, and it was thrown correctly. So just more of the same, but trying to find the openings in his work. It's a good backhand from Vazim now. I think even through in the first couple of rounds, he showed that it was a little bit dangerous.
And there we go, having a little bit of a headlock there. Vazim grabbed Hayden into a headlock, but that is the end of the third round, and that has been the best round for Vazim thus far. But
did he do enough?
That's a very good question. I don't think it was enough, but in his success, that was the best shots he's landed in the fight. I do think Joe controlled the fight a lot more.
I agree with that. I still think even Joe maybe got caught with maybe the best shot of the round and a couple of shots after. I don't think it was enough to have him losing a round so far in his professional debut. And Dave, very clear, single shot, step back and see where you're at. And I think that's very good advice. I think it's when he's sort of resetting that just in range, or he's letting his opponent catch up with him, then he's getting caught at the end of his range. So I think that slight back step will be the key to staying safe and cruising to a wide victory here.
It's an interesting one as well in the third round. But we are into the fourth and final round of Joe Hayden's debut here at Magna Center against Evgeny Vazem.
Dave giving us an early insight of what he's going to be like in the corners going forward. Very animated, very passionate. Cares a lot about his fighters.
Very animated. You can see there right now. He's giving clear instructions to Joe Hayden, and it's worked so far. He's been right every single time. It's a good combination there from Joe Hayden as he steps forward, looking a little bit more aggressive in this round.
Great start to the fourth and final round. Again, follows it up. I think sometimes you just need to waken up. Sometimes you just need something to go against the run of grain, to bring out the fighter you know you are and know you're capable of producing. I think so far in this round that seems to be the case. Probably got a bit of a telling off by Dave. Maybe deserved.
And that is what your debut is about. It's a learning curve.
Great shot. And again.
Joe Hayden finding success again with a body. Trying to find that uppercut. It's a tight guard from Vizem.
This time a bit more wary of what's coming back, a bit more switched on to what's coming back, definitely, I would say, to the last round.
Using his feints to find that opening right in front of us here, stabbing the body.
Great jab to the body. And he felt that one. Look at the smile. It's the reaction that tells you something just happened. They never react for nothing, I know that.
It's an interesting approach to this round. We've seen him slow in the first few but finding success, but Hayden seems a lot more aggressive in this round compared to the early ones. A bit of blood coming from the nose.
Good backhand there as he slipped down to the side. Blinded himself, did Vizem. Jab closed the gap and then Sko safe, but then he gets caught with a backhand through the middle.
I think he just cut the glove though, so he just got away with that one, Hayden.
He
did
get caught
with that one though.
Of shots.
Yeah, he did get caught with the right hand there.
And I will highlight, there's been a couple of times that Hayden has maybe dipped his legs a bit, but I think that's as far as it's gone. But he is catching a few too many backhands for my liking.
Yeah, the second quarter of this fourth and final round, he has been catching a few more shots, although he did start the round very strong. It's all about how he's going to finish it now, into the final moments.
Good shot. Both traded uppercuts there, I think caught elbows. Probably have a bruise in the morning for that one. Good 1-2, straight down the pipe.
Good body shot there as well. Hayden find that success.
He felt that one.
And the big showboating. That was a very interesting moment there as Vizem tried to recreate the famous Billy Joe Saunders look away.
But I'm sure he got caught.
That's exactly what I thought as well. I don't know what he was looking away at. Maybe the big screen over there appreciating.
The art of war, boys.
Yes.
Deception.
Both get caught in a tangle there. He said, "Move round and celebrate,"
and he did.
And he did exactly that. The moment was perfect because the fourth and final round came to an end. Dave Allen.
Look at his sweat. He just reached over the top rope and said, and to quote, "That's harder work than fighting." Incredible. Probably harder work than some of your camps, Dave, from what you've told us.
We'll have a word with Dave Allen once the winner of this fight is announced. And as you can see,
he's only had 4 amateur fights. We're getting from Dave there. Definitely,
wow.
Look, to be fair,
4 amateur fights.
Hearing that knowledge,
very impressive.
Impressed?
Yeah.
Impressed. 4 amateur fights. That is his 5th time in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
Competitively, that is a mature performance for such a green fighter by paper, by regular standards.
That's quite incredible. 4 amateur fights, and this is the 5th time in the ring.
Well, this is professional boxing.
Yeah.
This is boxing, and it's a shady criteria of what makes a pro boxer. But what I saw there, the eye test, take away the backhands that kind of was getting through a little bit too regularly.
Yeah.
It was a great performance, really, for a debut, especially hearing that after.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did. Impressed. Hearing that though, definitely a good 18, 24 months, even maybe 3 years, really learning the craft. He's a popular lad.
Yep.
We know how the game works. Let everyone get excited about him. Let's build him up properly. And now to the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce the winner, can we have a big round of applause first of all to IZZY for putting on a great show tonight. Round of applause, IZZY. And of course the team, the entire team of GBM Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, your main event went the distance 4 rounds, and we go to your scoring referee for the decision, scoring the bout 40-36 in favor of your winner, Joe Hayden!
Joe Hayden is your winner in the final contest tonight, and we will be speaking with him in a few moments. But before we do that, make sure to subscribe to Boxing King Media for future live boxing events for free, as well as plenty of boxing content from around the world.
And as the team, the family, the friends, as they jump in to celebrate Joe Hayden's big night, his professional debut here in the MAGNA Centre, it's all smiles. It was a good performance. It was a shutout victory. He got caught with a few too many backhands maybe, but in his 5th His fifth fight, his fifth contest in a boxing ring. Not too shabby. A performance to be proud of, a night to remember. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes, where he finds himself, how he develops. If that's his learning curve, I think there is definitely potential there. How far it goes, waits to be seen. But very impressed, and a good way to end a good night. Yeah, will it be enough to knock off? Will it be enough to knock off Joe Jenkins' first round knockout of Stephen Floyd for the £2,000 bonus for the performance of the night by GBM Sports? That waits to be seen. I think we are hearing from that relatively soon. If you're still in with us, if you haven't gone off after the boxing, we will be soon joined by Joe Hayden for his thoughts on his professional debut. I'm sure Dave Allen will be somewhere joining us. I think this might be the fighter of the night announcement. I'm not too sure. But here it is, it's coming into the ring. The £1,000 has now been doubled to £2,000. Levi Kinciona in the ring, celebrating with his stablemate Joe Hayden. Fawad telling me something I've already said. Can't get the staff these days. Glad he hasn't got a mic in his hand right now. But what a fantastic event, and now for the £1,000 bonus to be announced. Hold on. I think we've just got a VAR. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on here. I think they just posted for a picture. Okay, no VAR. I'm still waiting for official confirmation on who's winning the bonus prize money. And if no one claims it, it will be a lost property in 24 hours. Come and collect it from MAGNA Centre. He's absolutely loving this. The scenes are going crazy here in the crowd. Joe Hayden giving a chorus, leading the choir. A very, very popular lad is what I'm getting from this. And you know, Izzy must be a happy man. He's smiling from teeth to teeth, because that's a promoter's dream. It's a boxer's dream, having a good support. So hopefully he gives a lot of big nights for his fans, for his family, for his friends, to be really excited about, because there's been a great energy tonight, and that was a great performance for a professional debut from Dave Allen's latest charge, Joe Hayden. And now we wait. The check has been brought to the center of the ring. One more chorus, here we go. It is going off in the front row with the outer ringside fans, and here we go for the announcement. We pass over to Izzy.
Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely amazing. Doncaster, you've made a noise today. Listen, it's this close call. You know, we're fantastic. Every single fighter put a great fight on. I thought Stevie Levy was the best fight of the night. Cracking bout, really competitive. I thought Joe Hayden were absolute class. We saw real class compared to a few amateur fights. But for me, Frank Ali was absolute best I've seen him, I say. That's the best I've seen Frank Ali. He's improved so much. And you know, we're going to have titles next year for his kid. But for me, the only knockout of the night and a world-class body shot has got to go to the powerhouse, Joe Jenkins.
And there's the official confirmation of perhaps what we already knew. It was a great performance. It was an early night's work for Joe Jenkins. And to the victor goes to the spoils. His £2,000, shown there as 1,000, but it's £2,000.
£1,000 in prize money. Mr. Joe Jenkins.
Probably pop into Meadowhall on the way home. Definitely get to spend in that, Joe Jenkins. And after a performance like that, they'll probably keep it open. What do you reckon?
Making this event such a special event. GBM Sports presents Fight Night number 2. We'll be back with more announcements of future dates. Huge thank you to every single one of you. Make sure you have a safe journey home and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time, right here on GBM Sports.
Okay, so that wraps up the show. We've had some fantastic fights, Sonny. We've seen a knockout, we've seen some debutants, we've seen some fantastic fights. But overall, which one was the best fight for you?
Well, I'm going to stay impartial and say Levi Kinciona. He's a hell of a fighter. But in all seriousness, I think Joe Jenkins, he deserved the performance of the night. The knockout was sweet. It was savage. It was clinical. It was good. It was a good performance. But there was some entertaining fights tonight. I also like Joe Hayden's work. And definitely Abdul Khan and Farak Ali. I think both of them, they performed really well. Very controlled, very composed. It was a great show. The fans were great. The atmosphere was great. And hopefully the commentary was great as well.
We hope you liked your commentary. Let's take a quick rundown on the fights. We saw Abdul Khan, obviously, the cousin of Amir Khan, carries the name, but he came in his own today, put a brilliant performance on. Everything was sort of solid. There wasn't nothing to really pick out, was there?
Yeah, all steps in the right direction. It's easy to get carried away and get hyperbole central, especially when you've got a successful family member that you're gonna get compared to. But yeah, one step at a time. I think he boxed well today. I think he showed levels for him and his opponent, and also that he's probably got levels to go and show in front of him. So
years to go.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of these lads though, they're in such green stages of their career where you've got to give them time to develop, but physically, mentally, boxing-wise, everything. So I think the right people behind you, not trying to force you into the lion's den before you're ready. Yeah, we'll have some good fighters that in years to come will remember this night, look back at it and say, yeah, we saw them when they was 3-0, 4-0, or in some cases on their debut.
I want a quick talk on Levi as well, your good friend. But he put on a good performance as well after months out of the ring. It took off all the energy that he needed to take off, and he mixed it up. He showed his boxing ability, but he also stuck in there and got the dirty work done.
Yeah, please don't touch me ever again, first and foremost. But in all seriousness, yeah, hold it there. In all seriousness, I'm just wrapping up. I'm wrapping up your show, Izzy, mate. Sorry. But yeah, I think he performed well. A bit eager, a bit frustrated, especially in the early rounds. I think he settled into a good rhythm third and fourth. Won convincingly, comfortably, and for him, really, the big fights are there now. There's Lee Appleyard. That fight was sort of and ahhing, and there's probably a lot more viable avenues for him as well. So yeah, the future's bright. The frustrating period he's had to go through has probably made him nothing but hungrier, more determined, more desired. It helped him get his feet elsewhere outside of boxing a little bit better as well. And yeah, I think he's in a really good position to do something good in the next 12, 18 months.
2 in a row for GBM Sports now. That was a fantastic show. We're expecting the same, even better on the third one.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe another commentator. A third one.
A third one.
Not getting rid of you, a third one.
Okay, why not? Who wants to sign up? Let us know. We'll talk about you before we let you go. Any fights coming up apart from me?
I've had very interesting conversations. I've even had very interesting conversations today. You know, I feel like I'm finally stepping into the big boy section of boxing, the big conversations with the big names that everyone knows. Both fighters want it. There's a few fighters now, actually, all of a sudden, that want to fight me. So yeah, I've got the options there, but you know, if you gave me the pen to write the movie script, it's Martinez next. It's clearing up the history. It's clearing up the bad blood. It's getting the WBC belt back in the house it belongs. You know, joining with my twin as well, the IBF. Adding the Ring magazine to top it all off, and really have a big show and my breakout party to other audiences. And then for me, there's the big fight for me right now. It's what everyone's talking about. It's what everyone's asking about. Bam Rodriguez says he wants me. Robert Garcia said they want me. Said they want to come to the UK. Okay, let me go get the ring. Let me go get the WBC. I've already got the IBF. And then then we can have my homecoming party. Me versus Bam Rodriguez. After I dealt with Martinez. And genuinely, I think it's as simple as that.
He's come off a very good victory there. Obviously, that must be very motivating for you to see. You know, you want to fight against the best, really, don't you? And that must be something that's egging you on to get that fight.
Yeah, but we're all coming off good victories. Like, we're all coming off good victories. He jumped up 2 weights. He took on 2 fighters that were mixed upon the great of that division at that era. But let's be face it, they weren't perfect fighters. They weren't the killer of the generation at any point. They had good performances, they had good wins, but they also had losses. You know, maybe if when I beat Maruti and he hadn't been beaten for 13 years, 3 times world champion, no unifications, everyone was scared. Maybe when I beat him, had he been Mexican or had he been from some other corner of the world, that would have been my reaction to me doing it. But it is what it is. I don't do it for flowers. I do it for results. I do it for legacy. And I'm going to get these fights. God knows I'm going to get these fights.
Sonny Edwards, it's been a pleasure as always. This was Boxing King Media and GBM Sports live from the Magna Centre. And make sure to subscribe to catch our future live events and obviously the content we bring to you guys from all around the world of boxing. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.